All right, so we're live. Let me get started and get in to GTA Online. Now, I deliberately did this stream in the middle of the night when I got the idea to do it. So I have work tomorrow, so of course, whatever. Actually, let me get my webcam on. Let me get my webcam on so you can see me. So I think, I mean, the title is provocative, but I don't know how else to say this or to title this in such a short area. And it is true. The premise of it is true. Okay, I could have swore I turned off. Oh, this is the TV. Okay, the TV is fine. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit about like libertarianism being dead and what I mean by that. I mean, not to say that like the ideas are wrong or that I'm not a libertarian anymore. Like, I think they're right, and I am a libertarian. My issue is like the quote unquote liberty movement, I think is just dead. And I don't think it's not a controversial take. If anybody has been noticing like the amount of content that's been going out in libertarianism for a while, it's been slow at best. I think that's the most the nicest way to say it. Yeah, that's the nicest way to put it. It's just been, things have been slow. So I remember when I first started getting into libertarianism, like it was pretty slow. Like people that were talking about libertarianism online were very fringe, started getting a little bit more popular. I think like the biggest channel, which by the way, back in the day, for you to have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, that was a pretty big deal. Like you were a big deal. Oh, come on. But still, I mean, it was still pretty small in comparison to like other kind of political ideologies back in the day. You know, we were still pretty small. And then you had the whole Ron Paul movement, and that kind of blew things up. Why does it always put my helicopter near poles and buildings?
All right, we might be ready to move on this thing. If you...
But I deliberately did this in the middle of the night, just got distracted by my own train of thought. I deliberately did this in the middle of the night because I kind of don't want any kind of interaction right now. I mean, if you are here and you want to say hi, I'm listening. If you do want to like chime in, like I'll pay attention, but I kind of wanted to limit it down. And the best way to do that is to not like shut you up or turn the chat off, but to just upload this or to stream this, allow people to see it the next day. And, you know, what the heck is going on? Like, that's kind of a provocative title. And I want you to, not so much to chat in the chat section, what I want you to do is comment. It has nothing to do with algorithm stuff. I don't expect algorithms to help me right now, considering what I'm about to say. what I'm about to say about, like, what's going on. Because I don't think it's going to help. I think at the end of the day, people are just kind of over libertarianism. And there's like a bunch of like major pillars of libertarianism that have just taken a fucking wall up. So, I mean, like, yeah, like, let me get my notes out, because this was actually going to be a video, but there's just no way I can make this video without just people just getting mad and angry and immediately jumping to the conclusion that, like, and I'm no longer a libertarian, and I think libertarian ideas are stupid, and that's where I'm getting at. Like, that, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, libertarianism is at like a very low point. And it's probably going to stay at a very low point for quite a while. And there's a lot of problems, and I'm going to list off a few of the problems. But just to kind of illustrate it, just in case you're new to libertarianism and you think that like this is the norm, this was not the norm. If you if you were around during like 2008, 2012, you had the Ron Paul movement. It was freaking huge. Everything started blowing up. There was a bunch of brand new content creators out who were making all kinds of great content back in the day. A lot of them have kind of fell off, and I noticed that a lot of those people had kind of fell off, but that was replaced by like a whole new generation of people making new content, for better or for worse. And yeah, like it was very thriving, right? There was all kinds of like cool events you can go to. And for me, when I was younger, like in 2005, 2006, like I was the only libertarian that I knew. And for me to come across a libertarian in the wild was very rare. I'd run into people who said that they were libertarian, but they tended to be kind of like really big fans of like Bill Maher, or like really big fans of, well, let me put on all chat so I can make sure that I can see everybody's stuff if they are going to chat. Yeah, Glenn Beck, or or maybe Neil Bortz or Larry Elder, which were just like kind of like conservative libertarians. They're conservatives first, but they had some libertarian views. And so that was like, you know, the kind of the extent of libertarians that I'd run into. And then the whole Ron Paul thing started blowing up. People were starting to get a little bit more proactive in finding other libertarians online, and then networking with them. You know, and then you could just meet libertarians all day in real life. It was no big deal. What's up, man? Well, you're up early. And it was crazy popular. Like I'd go to like libertarians events like Liberty Fest, like that was always popping, and it was huge. Yeah, and it was amazing, and there was all kinds of great content creators, and there was a lot of great bad content creators that were very popular as well. But yeah, like you if you look, you had 2 nationally syndicated talk radio shows that were like. That had a lot of listenership. You had, to a lesser extent, the Freedom Fiends, which I was on for a while. Then you had Free Talk Live, which Free Talk Live is still around. They're still on a bunch of stations, but I believe they had a bunch of stations drop them. Not because of any one thing that was bad. And I know that they almost lost some stations because they had Cantwell on for a while. But then they dropped them after he called the black journalist the N-word on Twitter. Brilliant. And we all kind of warned them like that he was going to be a problem. So you had like that. You had podcasts everywhere. Like there was so many great, like Jason Stapleton, even though he was like a small government libertarian, he still was like a libertarian, not like a conservatarian. Yeah. I mean, it was just everywhere. Like if you looked up libertarianism on a podcatcher, like there was a bunch of great libertarian podcasts. I was finding libertarian podcasts like all day, every day. I can just pick one up, and chances are it'd be good. There'd be some that were just like napping all day, like oh, let's do a whole like 3 hours because there was something in the news. Does this violate the non-aggression principle? Let's talk about that for like 3 hours. Like sure, there was that kind of stuff, but there was also like interesting stuff, right? There was like Zombies, Governments, and You. There was ANCAP Barbershop. There was the Freedom Fiends. There was just all kinds of cool stuff, right? Not to toot my own horn, but the lolberts. That's not even the issue. I don't think quote unquote racism is the issue. I think the issue with that in particular was Cantwell, and them being on nationally syndicated talk radio stations with a bunch of like conservative radio networks. And they were fishing for advertisers, and it was just going to be a huge problem if, you know, one of their co-hosts was calling journalists the N-word, hard R. And so Mark Edge made he's like, this is going to be bad. It's going to be impossible for me to sell ads if this guy is on there. And that's a reasonable take, and I think that's correct. And his issues kind of were a whole lot more than that, especially when he started relapsing, because he has alcohol and methamphetamine addictions that they just keep coming back. He keeps relapsing on those. But anyways, that's not the problem. I mean, to an extent, he was a problem for a while with the whole alt-right stuff. Yeah. But, like, no one really listens to Free Talk Live anymore, and if you actually look at Free Talk Live, it looks like a bunch of hobos and, like, a really, I'm not going to get into that. I'll get banned from YouTube. But, like, that sort of thing. And they're always kind of just, and it's just like the same thing over and over again. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are calling anymore. I could be wrong about that because I haven't really listened. But every once in a while, just get like the curiosity bug, like, oh, Free Talk Live's on. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, yeah, they're just napping again. But it doesn't seem like anybody's calling. They're just kind of talking about Bitcoin and all that stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, now it's just pretty much dead. There's no real big YouTube libertarian content creators anymore that are just talking about libertarianism or having libertarianism be the focus. It's, you have like Tom Woods. That's not really a YouTube channel. That's a podcast. And he just uploads content on there. I'm really reaching for someone who actually like is a libertarian show. Dave Smith, arguably, but a lot of times he talks about more like current event stuff, or like Libertarian Party infighting, which is not really like libertarianism. It's just like, these people are being mean to me on Twitter, and they're even worse than what they accuse me of being. And which, don't get me wrong, it's a fine podcast. I listen to it every once in a while, but it's not really, I wouldn't say that show is like spreading liberty as it is just more like just spreading or just kind of like opposing the insanity that is existing today, which I mean is good too, but even still, like, he's one. You have like people like Michael Malice, who he wouldn't use the term libertarian, but he is a libertarian for all intents and purposes. And his show seems to be a little bit more just like, hey, let's just talk to a bunch of people who are, kind of like a Joe Rogan type of thing. Let's just talk to a bunch of people, even if I fundamentally disagree with them on everything. Like, he'll bring like Cenk Uygur on and talk to Cenk Uygur. And again, not that it's a bad thing. I actually do like You're Welcome, but it's not like a show that's like out there promoting anarchy. If anything, it's a little bit subversive because you go there expecting him to have a chat with somebody, and then you would assume, considering his kind of oh shit, don't see me yeah, but then like every once in a while he'll kind of smuggle in some libertarian ideas or libertarian attitudes. Oh yeah, there's a building there. Dope. Trying to think who else is big in libertarianism. Like Eric July's not making libertarian content. He's just talking about how comic books are bad and to buy his comic books, and everybody who says his comic book sucks are harassing him, and he's going to sue them and DMCAing people. I'm reaching for people. Yeah, and it seems like just a lot of them are just kind of, and when they're just kind of talking about like, oh, current event stuff, and it's not even really focusing on like the libertarian aspects of it, or trying to promote ideas, or trying to say like, hey, let's do a whole episode about why, immigration is, good or bad. Occasionally they'll come on a debate, but for the most part, like, this content was everywhere and anywhere. Now I can kind of count the people who are still doing it on one hand. At least in terms of big names. Of course, there's always like small podcast, like YouTubers and stuff that are still doing it. Not to disparage any of these people. Like, I still enjoy a lot, like Dave Smith. I still enjoy Mentis Wave. Oh, that's right. It's down there. Damn it. I'm an idiot. I could have swore I saw someone. Could have swore I saw a guard back there. Oh well. Got to climb the tower. It was for the view, I guess. Yeah. Like, yeah, there's still people and stuff, but like, yeah, for the most part, it's pretty much dead. And I think anybody can agree with it, especially if you were around in the 2012 to like 2016 or 2008 to 2016. Oh, damn it. I don't know why he didn't grab onto the ladder. What the hell? Gee, now I gotta go get the other bike and do it all over again. So I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking. Yeah, but it seems like it's kind of dead. And there's a few reasons I think that kind of libertarianism is dead. In terms of like whatever. I mean, not to say that, again, I want to reiterate because I'm going to get that comment in there that's going to say like, what are you talking about? Like libertarian's still right. Like, yeah, I agree. Like libertarianism's still right. Like the ideas are still good. I'm not disagreeing with any of that stuff. What I'm saying is the libertarian movement is on hiatus until further notice. And and from what I can see, it doesn't seem like anything's going to be improving. And there's a few reasons why. I kind of want to go over some of the reasons. And I think the big elephant in the room is COVID and how I'm not going to say most libertarians. There was a lot of libertarians who were very vocal about it. There was also a ton of libertarians who either didn't say anything at all, just kind of kept quiet because I kind of didn't want to upset the apple cart. And to a degree, I'm a little bit guilty of that. I was talking about it. But I wasn't talking about it probably as much as I should have. I think I underestimated like how bad it was, but I was still like, no, this is bad. And because there was no one else that was like holding the banner with me, I just kind of, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't want to just fight the battle, by myself, what it looked like. And again, there's been a lot, that did a lot of great stuff about that. And the two big names that came to mind, I think, are Jeffrey Tucker. Jeffrey Tucker was really good about COVID. And Tom Woods was really good about COVID. I'm sure there's more. But there was a lot of people in the libertarian quote-unquote movement who were just like, yeah, wear a mask, stay safe, stay inside, stay safe. Yeah, I can't get through this at all, I don't think. I don't think I ever tried. You take the vaccine. Vaccines are good. Which, I mean, hold on. Let me clarify. Vaccines are good. Like I am a fan of vaccines. COVID vaccines, that's another subject. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, like a lot of people were just not talking about it. And if they were talking about, especially the vaccine stuff, they were also getting into the MMR causes autism bullshit. Which is not true. Oh my God. Okay, this has to be like this, yeah. Yeah, they were pretty bad about that. And then you had like the Libertarian Party, who their official statements on everything was just, mask up, stay safe, take the vaccine. Oh, we oppose government mandates on masks, but you should still wear a mask. You should still wear a mask. Go out and wear a mask. Be safe. Which, oh, damn it. Fucking tequila again. Though the last two times I've gotten the necklace. So yeah, there was a lot of people who just weren't very good about this. And again, like I know Dave Smith. I had that on my notes. Yeah, but a lot of them either stayed quiet. I think Joe Jorgensen was the person who should have said something. And I think that if Joe Jorgensen had said something, I think she would have had a lot of, a lot of people being able to say the same thing too. And the reason why a lot of people were silent, to be fair, a lot of the reason why people were silent about it was, especially on social media, it was, social media companies were banning people for saying that. But if you had a political candidate who was saying that, that's kind of hard to, that at least will, provide somewhat of a buffer. And also there was ways you can say that kind of bypassed censorship, bots. Could have done like, I'm just asking questions, bro. Do masks really stop COVID? Is there any evidence, good evidence, peer-reviewed evidence that backed it up? Just asking questions, bro. That would have been a great way to get around those kind of restrictions. At least they're giving me Coca-Cola. I can see it from here. That's good. So yeah, I think that was a big one. A lot of libertarian, like this was something that I think the libertarians could have really capitalized on, but they didn't. They didn't capitalize on that. You have like and not only that, but you also had like conservatives, like really upset that, and rightly so. God, again, more empty tables. Like you had an opportunity to get the conservatives on board because, you know, they were shutting down, I gotta turn this down. This is getting obnoxious. It's kind of hard to talk when I have someone doing a Triumph the Insult Comic Dog yelling in my ear. Yeah, but they were like genuinely upset. I'll just get one of those. Just get one of those and then come up here and get the other two. Be good. Cool. Let's get out of here. Yeah. So there's that whole thing, right? I think the other big thing was the whole cartoon ANCAP thing, the whole rant Sona thing. And when that whole thing started, I think Dapperton and Logic, they were the first kind of two people doing it. Then you had like Armored Skeptic doing it. I think Armored Skeptic may have beaten both of them to the punch first. You had like those people come in, and it was fine. Like I wasn't a giant fan of it, but shit. Whatever. I'll do that later. So you had like all those people, and then like all of a sudden, like they just started multiplying like crazy. It was just everywhere for a while, and it was getting kind of annoying. And I think a lot of people were starting to get annoyed by it. I ended up making a video, and a lot of people had noticed that like right after I made my video, there was a YouTuber called TLDR, who had made like an almost an identical video. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, bro, I think he ripped you off," and I was like, "Nah." I think I'm just expressing a lot of sentiment that a lot of people had at the time. Just no one was saying it yet because there were so many big YouTubers that were doing the Rant Sona thing. And then it just started getting like really cringy, and then they started multiplying, and then libertarians were like tripling down on the cartoon, and like even people who weren't doing cartoon ANCAP stuff started doing it, like Shane Killian. Then you started getting like really, really low effort. I mean, super low effort ones. Go look up an ANCAP cat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like words cannot describe how bad that is. Yeah. I kind of mostly avoided them. In fact, like me and Dapperton had actually like, I wouldn't really say beef. Like I just mentioned that like one of his videos was cringy and he was kind of upset by that. But I was just kind of like, bro, I'm not mad at you or anything. Like you do what you feel is bad. I just personally think it's cringe. And then, but we ended up becoming like friends when the whole ESO thing happened. But then you had like ESO, and I think two big things came out of that now. And that every once in a while, like I'll mention that I'm still libertarian or an anarcho-capitalist. And once every so often, it happens less often now, but every so often, I'll get someone who will like go like last side of media commies type thing. So there was two big memes that libertarians were associated with because of one person, and that was the last side of many a commie, and the other one was the truth about the Christchurch shooting, and it just kind of like painted everybody as being just like fucking a weirdo nutso. Okay, we're going to Vinewood. That's my favorite one. So that was really bad. And like it just kept devolving. And it seems as though there was like one guy, I forget his name. There was one guy who was making like most of the little characters or whatever. And then like people started making their own. I could have swore I brought my snooze in here. I'm about to go grab it in just a second. I still gotta turn it down. This is ridiculous. He is obnoxiously loud and I can't shut him up. So you had like those big two things, and like it almost seemed like most of the Rant-Sona stuff was kind of directed towards anarcho-capitalism, even though the big four, I think only one of them, there might have been the other one, but one was like, I can't remember his name. It starts with a K, and he was the dragon that said like in defense of pedophilia. Surprisingly, he was not a libertarian. So you had that. Then you had the Christian one that most of his content was about like Christianity, but he was a furry, and so he had like a good yiff, bad yiff. That was his little one, and the little. I think my helicopter's going to crash right in front of the police. Oh, okay, they're not mad. Cool. And then it was the ESO one, and then the other one was the problem with forced diversity. and then like that was kind of big, but then it really got big when Justin Wang tweeted, "Inside you there are two wolves. Here they are," and it was ESO and the forced diversity wolf. Which was fucking funny, but again, like a lot of people were just like, "Oh, libertarians, yeah, that's." Cartoon ANCAPs and all that stuff, that was not a good look. It's hard to like blame Dapperton. I mean, even though like he is responsible for all the cartoon ANCAPs, he was like helping them all become cartoon ANCAPs and stuff. But I don't think he could have foreseen the amount of cringe that would come out of a lot of those people to the point of being like well established memedoms, right? So you have that. All right. Well, let me, I think he just popped my tire. No, he didn't. Cool. So then you also had like, so like libertarians have always had this problem. And libertarians have not been very good about dealing with it. They could be better. I mean, not to say they don't do anything about this stuff, but they do. But libertarians kind of cater to like the absolute worst type of people who are only interested in libertarianism as like a way to justify their, the best way to describe it is degenerate behavior, drug abuse, promiscuity, and I mean like extreme stuff like bug catching and that sort of thing. And then of course some of Adobe's fine products like the PDF file. And I think libertarians have been better about this lately with all this stuff, but they're kind of wising up to that, and they're kind of like not coming in immediately out of the gate and doing the what was that guy's name? The guy, he was like the vice chair of the Libertarian Party, and like he kept like going on like rampages and saying like, you know, like what's wrong with dating a 14-year-old? Like everything. A 30-year-old dating. If I had a 14-year-old daughter, I'd rather her date like a 30-year-old than another 14-year-old. It's like, please, kiss, KYS, please, KIS. But they've been doing better. But you know, there's still like some fairly prominent libertarians who every once in a while will come out of the woodwork and be like, hey, you know, I don't see an ethical problem with possessing child pornography, or right? Well, I already said it. Sorry, YouTube. There's no way here to mention it. And the one that comes to mind is oh God. And I haven't seen a lot of pushback from it. Why can't I get through this fence? Oh shit. I just lost my boat. My boat! I think I can get it now. Oh, now the fence wants to knock down. I hate you. I hate you so much. Liquid Zulu has made multiple tweets about how he thinks that possession of cheese pizza is not terrible. It's not. It's not. It's not. Shouldn't be illegal. I'll come get this set up later. Kind of want to focus on the thing that's going to give me more money right now. Sure, that's right. Service vehicles. I could have swore I selected service vehicles. I don't know why. Whatever. So yeah, that's still a thing. It's not as big of an issue, but like you'll get people who will constantly just advocate drug abuse. Instead of being like, I think the correct position should be, drugs are bad, okay, but I don't think that giving people a conviction is a way to solve that, right? If so long as people are doing it to themselves and they're not harming anyone else, they should be kind of left alone to wither away and die, or to whatever. And all that stuff should be discouraged, up to and including marijuana. Like, marijuana is bad for you. Marijuana is very bad for you. It's stupid bad for you, and it can even cause psychosis. Like, reefer madness is fucking real. Sorry, but it's fucking real. If you don't believe me, I'll give you the Twitter thread where I linked all the fucking studies that show that there is a direct link between, like, marijuana use and psychosis. It's not. It's fairly rare, but and it mostly happens with people who have family history of psychosis. But even still, like, people who wouldn't normally experience psychosis will have, like, early onset psychosis because they, whatever. Like, for instance, I had never had an issue. I had smoked weed for a long time, and then I'm trying to remember, I think it was like 2009, I had a bad experience with an edible, and now if I even get near the stuff, even if, like, I get, like, a contact, like, I start getting, like, almost paranoid delusional. Like, I'm going to jail, I'm getting arrested because I'm being with you, and it's even when I lived in a state where it was legal, like, I would still, like, I'm still going to jail. Somehow they're going to find a reason I'm going to jail. I have to, like, actively calm myself down, but, like, my brain still goes, like, I'm still completely irrational. I can't do it anymore. That's what it did to me. And it's not fun. It's full-on panic attacks. And for people to discount that, that's just awful. Yeah, I can't touch it anymore. And not only that, but I think a lot of that stuff is, yeah, Spud, I agree. That's what happened to me. I was fine with it for a while, and then now the stuff is, like, way too strong. And the edibles are, like, at least they're better now, at least in some areas where they're, like, where they start putting, like, the content of what's in there. But for a while, like, there was no content. Like, there might be a little serving suggestion being like, on, like, a pint of ice cream, they'd be like, only eat a quarter of it. But, if you give someone a pint of ice cream, they're gonna eat a pint of ice cream. That's what happened to me. I ate a pint of ice cream, and then afterwards, after I was, like, hiding in my bed under the sheets, thinking I was getting raided by the DEA, the next morning, I looked at the package and it said, yeah, only eat one, or only eat 1/4 of it, right? Not the whole thing. It's like, too late. Yeah, straight up. It was awful. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. And ever since then, even, like, a small amount of it, just I can't do it. And not only that, but there is no small amount of it anymore. It's way too strong. And now I'm even scared to try it at all, considering that I'm in a state where it's illegal, and you have, like, Mexican cartels slipping in fentanyl to make it seem like it's stronger than it is. And that shit killed one of my friends. Like, one of my friends died from a fentanyl overdose. He had never had an issue with fucking opioids since I've known him. He's always just been a big old stoner. He didn't even drink alcohol. Fucking yeah. All it took was just injecting 2 marijuanas. But but there's a lot of people who are, like, will just, like, tell people to take, like, heroic doses of, like, psychoactives. And it's like, dude, no. Like, it's one thing if you want to do it yourself, and that's really kind of like some crazy experimental stuff, but you at least have to understand that what you're doing is not... Oh, it's over here. Okay. Well, I'll just park over here then. Because I forgot to go grab my... forgot to go grab my flying bike. Death. Let's see if I can get out of here without chopping my head off. Oh, jeez. That was close. Yeah, but there's just a lot of people who would just try to use libertarianism as like a means to like justify their terrible behavior, bug catching, yeah, opening PDF files on their computer, that sort of thing, right? Why did they put it in the middle of the street? That's weird. So yeah, that's another issue. Now that guy's not chasing me, I can open my notes back up. Yeah, and then I think the other big thing, there was like so many libertarians who were just so afraid of being called racist and transphobic and sexist that they were just like literally going on with like some of the worst things ever. Like either implicitly or tacitly like throwing their hat in with like Black Lives Matter, defending transing children who, by the way, cannot consent to that. They cannot consent to that. If they cannot, I think Michael Malice made a good tweet the other day where he's like, if you can argue that there we go. That was stupid, but I'm owning it. Oh, shit. Now they're all freaking out. Always press the wrong button for some reason. It keeps happening. Now I have to call my mechanic to get it. Damn it.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can
I
bring them
need
around.
it from... stop shooting me for like 3 seconds, dude. Terabyte. There we are.
Okay,
oh my god.
I got stuff to do.
This dude's annoying me. Go away. Why are you still not dead? There we go. So anyways, yeah, like the whole transing thing, like just I think the reason, and Black Lives Matter and supporting that, especially when the riots were happening, people were just so afraid of just like, oh, I don't want to be labeled as transphobic. I don't want to be labeled as racist. So I'm going to say Black Lives Matter. And, oh, yeah, transing kids, that seems whatever. You know, there's a doctor. It must be okay. It's like, no, it's not okay. I still got to call my mechanic. You know, just...
I'll get back to work.
I really fucked this up. Come on. And it's going to put it way the fuck far away. Or not at all. Oh, God. Just give me my car, dude.
You calling for some wheels?
Yes, give me this. Oh, I can't take it for another whatever.
I'll get back to it then.
Kill me. I can't take it for another 2 minutes now. Well, how about this? I can't even request my terabyte? Oh, when I have my Cashapp out. Damn it. Literally cannot win. wondering when that grenade was going to finally explode. All right, is there a car around? I'll just take a car. All right, so even if you do think, which I mean, there is some legitimacy to this, that the police are bad, right? And you kind of have some sympathies for Black Lives Matter. You don't go around and say Black Lives Matter, especially when people under the names of Black Lives Matter are literally burning down entire cities and especially black neighborhoods. Like you want to talk like you want to hurt, the African American community. Yeah, burn down their whole neighborhood. Make it so, and I don't think they've even rebuilt since. Like it's still bad. I'm gonna do this old school. I haven't done this since I got my helicopter. Oh, sweet. Take my car off a half pipe. Let's see how that goes. Not good at all. Where's my dinghy? Quit playing with my dinghy. There we go. Wow, I really screwed that up, didn't I? They're still after me. Oh yeah, they're just now making it onto the beach. Okay, we good. It's always when I do a live stream that I always screw this up big time. Usually I can do this within like a little bit. Like I just did a live stream on Twitch, mostly so Squinge had a little guide on how to do Cayo Perico solo. Yeah, now my helicopter's back in my sub. And I did the whole thing, even stopping every once in a while and explaining like, all right, here's what I'm doing, here's why I'm doing it. Here's why you should not try to do anything else. Just do it the way I'm doing it, because it's, stopping. Even still, after all the stopping, I did Cayo Perico in less than an hour. It was like 59 minutes. Yes, it's the future and Caps One. I mean, they have a private security company. They're awful, but there is a private security company called Merryweather. It's a thing. All right. And it's all because I just didn't pull out my my oppressor Mach 2 out in time, and it just kind of threw off the whole chi of the situation. Fingerprint cloner, this is gonna be easy. Now that I said that, I'm gonna screw it up. 100% I'm gonna screw it up. Let me catch up. Drugs are wrong because it's literally a toxin. Yes, let's get something with fentanyl-laced beer. Yeah, I have not seen fentanyl-laced beer. For all the bad things alcohol done, it's not that bad. And alcohol is mostly only bad for you if you're getting drunk. If you get drunk, even like once in a while, like getting drunk is so fucking bad for you. It's really fucking bad for you. Small amounts of alcohol. There's been like studies to say like, oh, a glass of wine a day is actually good for you. It's not. It's also not terrible for you. It's just there. Most of the time, it's just abusing things that are bad. But there are some things that even just like doing it once is not good. Crocodile is always bad. Heroin is always bad. Yeah. This one I will die on, though. This is the one I still will die on. Constantly. But it's no big deal because they just put me right outside and I can just hop back in. And it's always because there's like one guy in here who's got a shotgun. And every once in a while, he'll just catch me slipping. And it's so easy to slip in here. And there's nothing you can do to silence it. Like, they're going to be alerted as soon as you go inside the door. You see? I think that guy's got the shotgun. You see, I'm already down with health all the way. I think this guy's got a shotgun, too. Yeah. He just catches me slipping. Yeah, toxins are bad. Who'd have thunk it? I'm not even risking double tapping those letters together. It has not been serving me well at all lately. I don't know why it's not been serving me well, but it has not been. It's been screwing me over. Yeah, so this game, this is the expanded and enhanced version. They did a lot of tweaking on this to make it look good. If you even playing, because I'm playing it on a Series X, which I refuse to play this on PC. I tried playing it once on PC, never again, ever, never again. It's all full of people who are like using modded clients and hackers, and they're just constantly throwing out money for people, and then it just gets taken away from you, and they're like, they have God mode glitches on and just grief the hell out of you, and like T-posing, but like you can't do anything about it. Then they'll just like one-shot kill you with a pistol. You're like, what the fuck is happening? I don't have time for this. This is too much. Rockstar's tried to stop the griefing, and it just hasn't worked. Why is it the only silenced pistol? There we go. Get out of here, guys. Run. They always still show up in front of the camera every fucking time. Just don't want my auto aim to lock onto them. It's so annoying when they do. Where was that? Train of thought. Yeah. But there's a host of reasons why I think I've done streams about like why the trans kid stuff is pure fucking evil. It may have been done with the best of intentions. I don't know. But there's some people that I'm like, I don't know if you have good intentions. I think you're using it to part the hair of many a child, if you know what I mean. I know parents are doing it for the best of intentions because, you know, they're getting told by who they see are like medical professionals, like, if you don't do this, your kid will commit suicide. And it turns out that like trans people don't really have that, like they have a higher suicide rate, but it's like on the margins. It's really on the margins. And most of it are just like attempts, and most sewer slide attempts are cries for attention most of the time. Yeah, there's a big industry behind it. There's a big industry, and it's so weird that like we're all supposed to just see like corporations bad by a lot of these people. Just corporations bad, but you know, don't question shots given to kids or adults by big pharmaceutical companies and big medical industries that are making billions of dollars a year on this stuff. Don't question them. Be right back. And by the way, just to show up my libertarian credentials at the moment, I am livid with the FDA right now, but not for reasons that are related to anything that I've talked about. So I'd been looking for safe ways to consume nicotine, and it seems as though the one that I like the most is snus, specifically snus from Sweden, because it's basically like full range, like if you get like how CBD is, like you kind of want like the full spectrum of CBD, which has like all the other chemicals that are in it, and you know they kind of play well together. Same thing with nicotine. You just don't want nicotine by itself. It's not as effective unless you have like the whole plant. And the only thing that you really can consume with tobacco that's actually safe is oral tobacco that has not been flame cured. And the only thing that you can really get that we know is not flame cured is snus from Sweden. But there's only one brand, and there's so many federal taxes on it. And no thanks to Trump, he's partially responsible for this. But so I have to get it from Sweden in order to get a good price. I have to buy it bulk because you can only get it through one shipping company, UPS, because they're the only ones that are allowed to ship tobacco products overseas, because they're the only ones that do like they have the infrastructure to check IDs. And then the FDA comes in and intercepts the package and fucks around with it for fucking like 3 weeks. And so I've had a package that I ordered 2.5 weeks ago from Sweden, another package of snus, and they still, the FDA is still holding on to the package. They just said it finally got cleared. But let's see, 11:04 a.m. still in Philadelphia. Fucking God, I hate the FDA. Yeah, there's never been a reported case of oral cancer, tooth decay, anything from snus, and there has been like 200 years of snus use to like document, and there's never been a reported case of it in the history in the books. Nicotine pouches seem like they're pretty safe, but who knows? They could cause some other kinds of problems we don't know about yet. We don't know because they're so new that there's not any way you can do like a long-term study on just consuming nicotine orally by itself in isolation, just nicotine and nicotine salts. So who knows? It could actually be bad for you if you don't have the other stuff that tobacco has as well. Who knows? Chances are unlikely, but I've started noticing that like I was having issues with tooth erosion. I think that's the best way of saying it. With the nicotine pouches that I did not get with snus, and my dentist was like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, you didn't have this problem before." And I was like, "Okay, maybe I should do that." And then I told them, and they're like, "Oh no, it's fine. Oh no, it's fine. Those things are fine because those are just sugarless gum with some nicotine salts. There could be nothing wrong with that." But then I go back to snus, and I don't have that issue anymore. So. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. So I'm back on snus. There's no problem. It just your body stops producing it, and you become dependent on external source. Nicotine is not optimal. Nicotine is not optional. I'm not. Oh, if you consume it, your body stops. I'm not sure. Are you talking about nicotine? Why is it asking that? No, I'm not trying to moderate your comment. Stop. There's no safe. Well, okay. Here's the thing. It's relatively safe. Like nothing that you put in your body is going to end up good for you. Even healthy stuff is not really healthy. It's just stuff that's just not terrible for you. But overall, we want to talk about the safest thing, like even the FDA has like said that General Snus is the only product in the United States that can advertise itself as being a safe alternative to smoking. This is General Snus, but still, the FDA is still holding on to my package and being a jerkbag because they just want to make sure that they put this little label on there, even though they don't have to by law. And then in the United States, they still have to put the warning on there that says this product is not a safe alternative to cigarettes, even though they allow them to market it as a safe alternative to cigarettes. It's weird. It's weird. But I like nicotine. The reason why I choose to use nicotine is because I have attention deficit disorder, and it's one of the ways that without medication I could focus on things. So long as I'm not playing Grand Theft Auto at 6 o'clock in the morning after being up all night. We're going to do Caio Perico and talk about why I think libertarianism is and what we can do to fix it. Because I think there is a solution, and we're going to get to 60 million. We're going to get to 60 million, goddammit. And I'm not going to the house. Yay. So yeah, the shows is that sort of thing. And not only that, but it's not even just like libertarianism as like just as a brand is bad. Like even like major pillars of libertarianism are considered to be just like terrible ideas by people. Even people who back in the day were like in support of it. Like you can even like Democrats, you'd get a lot of open border Democrats. Even Democrats now are trying to wash their hands of like open borderisms. And the reason why is because we had like a situation that was like designed to fail almost. It seems like it was designed to fail. Like, let's just open the border up. We won't prosecute criminals. We'll allow them to have all these kinds of free services. And so we'll attract the worst of the worst The ones that want to come here and actually like try to make a decent living for themselves and, you know, earn citizenship. That's all. Oh, let me put my gun away. I forgot to get my fucking helmet. God damn it. I was talking and I forgot to get the helmet. I was about to have a shootout. Let's not have a shootout. I'm still wearing my scuba mask for some reason. So it was like literally designed to fail. And then they just poured across the border. And now even like the people who were doing it are like, oh no, you know, I'm going to fix the border. I'm going to try to pass some laws to try to stop, you know, that's why I don't want to call it an invasion, but the invasion at the border. Kamala Harris campaigned that she was going to fix the border. And it's like, that was literally your only job. That was literally your only job in the White House. That and be the tiebreaker vote. What are you talking about? You're going to fix the problem. This is like your problem, right? And I am an open borders guy. I am. I just think the way that it's happening right now is bad. It's awful. It's awful. You just can't have just a bunch of people pouring in across the border. Promise them amnesty. Promise them not just amnesty from, you know, crossing the border, but amnesty in like terms of committing actual crimes. Like the people that they were arresting were people who were like PDF files, who got a slap on the wrist and were let go. You had people who were like doing like organized retail theft, slap on the wrist and let them go. Yeah, it's freaking insane. It's insane. And it really poisoned the well for like any kind of like rational discussion about immigration, because now they think, and understandably so, now they think that what was happening for the last 4 years is open borders. It's not. It's not. And then you have dumb libertarians who get on the stand and be like, no. We should give them. We should keep doing what we're doing now. We should keep doing what we're doing now because it's good. Because I'm against immigration restrictions, and it's like, no, don't. Because like on the surface level, like to a libertarian, that should be great. Like, oh, I'm against immigration restrictions, so I should support this. It's like, no, just like you shouldn't have supported defund the police, because the defunding the police is the worst possible thing, even for a libertarian, because you still have the police have a monopoly over the protection of a certain area, and then you're going to have them not do their job. So you just have criminals doing whatever they want, basically the purge. Like like that's not Schlongbird. Dang it, I hate the Schlongbird one, but I'll take it. It's better than Merriweather. That's the one I won't do. I refuse to do it. I tried doing it for a little bit, and I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm blowing this helicopter up, and I'm going home. I'm just avoiding doing it. Yeah, like that's not really open borders. That's planned failure. And it was catastrophic, like what was going on with the immigration situation in the United States. It's catastrophic. It's all the government's fault. They just let in anybody that wanted to come in and promise them, like, hey, if you come here, we'll give you a fancy hotel to live in. If you steal stuff, don't worry, it's legal, so long as you don't steal $1,000 worth of stuff. If you get arrested for something, we'll protect you, because we don't want to criminally prosecute you in any way, because if we do that, then somehow ICE will catch you leaving the jail, so we'll just let you go now. That just kept happening over and over again. And like there were actually like real people who were being victimized by this stuff, and it was just being subsidized by the state, and it's awful. All right, why am I not locking onto anybody? There we go. There we go. Now we're locking onto people. Gonna rock the boat. There we go. Really don't like the Schlongberg Sachs one, because there's no real way to park up there and get the helicopter off before they start blasting you. But I'll take it. It's better than nothing. It's better than doing Merriweather HQ, that's for sure. Yeah, and for some reason, like libertarians were still supporting defund the police, which is not a libertarian policy. It's not. Can't have a monopoly on police protection, and then not fund them to do it. Why is it doing that? Damn, he got me. Almost didn't see that guy. Now, this is the one that screws with me because I have dyslexia. Pseudo dyslexia. Shut up so I can hack the laptop. Thank you. Refresh the page a little bit. Let's see, 5748. Or excuse me, 5784. See, dyslexia. 5784. 5784. I think I may have passed it. Oh, there it is. It's like, now that I think about it, I think I did pass that. Yeah, see, it's hard to like stay principled because of all the bad things that are happening. It's like impossible. And if you even mention that, oh yeah, I'm open borders, like it's like basically suicide. It's political suicide right now for any candidate to even mention that. God, get in the helicopter. Yeah. So, if you want to know why I haven't been talking about immigration lately, it's because of that. It's just suicide. If people ask me, I'm going to be honest about it, but I'm not going to bring it up unless, you know, someone asks me. But I always have to issue with like 30 different qualifiers. Like, first of all, I'm not in favor or happy about what's going on with the border situation under the Obama. Well, basically, it was the Obama administration. Let's just face it. The Biden administration was just Obama administration 3. Pretty sure he was pulling this. He was doing most of the heavy lifting over there. If not him, then his former administration was. Yeah. So, and not only that, but you know, right now, if you look at like what's been going on with the deportations, like that's all been good. It's all been fucking fantastic. It's going to change. Like once they actually get rid of all the people who are actually violent criminals, who are actually doing terrible things, and the find Adobe products, like the PDF file. Once they get rid of those, then they're going to start going after, you know, people who are just, you know, they're going to start going after people who are just trying to make a better life for themselves. Like the good ones. And that's going to be an issue for me. But yeah, thanks Obama. Literally thanks Obama for poisoning the well for not just libertarians, but for allowing for people to come here and, you know, escape the hellhole government situation, the situation that the governments have created in their country. Thank you for that. They were. Well, I don't know about illegal immigrants. I think I heard something about that, but I know that like Kamala Harris was very proud of the fact that, you know, she was offering trans care for not political prisoners. Well, maybe political prisoners, but yeah, inmates in jails. Which I'm sorry, if you're been guilty of something, you should get the medical care if you're of that persuasion, like you absolutely have to have certain medical care. Otherwise, you could die. But yeah, you don't definitely need anything that's cosmetic or there to prevent your dysphoria, which should be just enough to keep you from dying. By the way, you don't have to kill that dude, but if he comes by and you're looting that stuff, it's a good chance he could hear you. So we're just gonna avoid that situation. And where he's at, he's not gonna be seen by the truck that drives by. So we just need to get one marijuana's here, which we got to be careful because just injecting one marijuana can kill you, as you know. Goal is anti-left, not anti-conservative. Yeah. I think the left is a much bigger issue right now than conservative, and at some point that'll change. Like some point that'll change. I don't know when, but it'll eventually happen. Because it did happen in my lifetime. The neocons were definitely worse than the Democrats, that's for sure. They might have been better on a few things, but they also got into two foreign quagmires that killed a bunch of people. Thankfully, all of my friends who went into the military are and had to go over there, they're all still alive, so that's good. But a lot of people weren't so lucky. Come on, open the gate. I believe in you. You can do it.
You Americans with your self-sufficiency, infiltrating private islands on your own. Russia, we bring friends, and our friends bring bags. More bags, more money in bags. Perhaps next time, yes?
Yeah, I think the left has been so awful lately, and yeah, I'm kind of, and I think at the time, I know Jeffrey Tucker has definitely has changed his tune a lot lately. If you have not been paying attention to Jeffrey Tucker, you should. Jeffrey Tucker is fucking great now. I mean, he was always kind of great, but there was a period where he was a little too freaking out, a little too hard about the alt-right, which I kind of bought into, to be fair. I bought into it too. And there actually is a threat with the right. Let's be honest. Like, there are forms of the right that are fucking outright fucking just as bad as communists. Just I think I overestimated or underestimated, whatever. I think I misjudged how much Americans hate racism. Like how off-putting it is to most Americans. They can't stomach it. Like overt racism. Minor racism, like crossing the street when when a black guy is walking down the sidewalk and I'm just gonna cross the street and walk on that side. Like they're still fine with that. but like holding tiki torches and chanting "Jews will not replace us" and constantly making videos about how we got to export the din-dos and stuff. It's just like, yeah, people hate that shit. Like, it's so revolting to most people, which is why all these kind of alternative platforms failed, like Gab. It's because they had no filters on that stuff, and so you would go to the front page of Gab at sometimes. I think they ended up fixing that, but like you go to the front page of Gab sometimes, you just see like straight up like Joe Blow 1488 or T&D Master 1488 post about how we should curb stomp all the blacks. Like that's the average person is going to be like, I don't want nothing. I almost forgot my rebreather. I want nothing to do with this. And then, of course, the liberal version, the blue Gab, blue sky, which is what I'm calling it now. It's Blue Gab. Blue Gab is just full of pedophiles. And some of the massive amounts of like Kamala cope I have ever seen in my entire life. Just sad. And that's never going to take off too. I think there's going to be some celebrities that go on it and they're going to make a big stink about, oh yeah, I'm on Blue Sky now. And then they're going to forget about it and not use it because all their attention and all their engagement was on Twitter, X, whatever. I still think it's funny that everyone refers to X as Twitter or X or Twitter or X and Twitter or whatever they're calling it now. They're always just have that be the Twitter. Like X is the everything platform. So what part am I in right now? Oh, you're in the Twitter part of it. Okay. So I'm in the Twitter part of X. I'm not in the Grok part of X. I'm in the Twitter part of X. Which, to be fair, Twitter was always like a terrible name. It really was. I'm tweeting. But I think after geez, when did I get on? I'm trying to remember, like when did I get on? Someone check. When did it say I joined Twitter? Oh, whoa. Don't run over there. Don't run over there. I don't. Here's the thing. Conservatives, even to their detriment, are very concerned about not being hypocrites, not having any sort of inconsistencies, and they will bend over backwards to show you that they're not racist, they're not hypocrites, they're not this, they're not that. Whereas the left, they don't care. They don't give a shit. You call them anything, and they're gonna. I don't care what you think. Which is, I think Republicans can learn, and conservatives can learn from that. Just learn to just stop caring about what the random things they call them, which they're getting better about that now. But some of the things they would do to try to prove that they're not racist is just like, it's pathetic. You can just say like, okay, you can call me whatever name you want. I don't care what you have to say. You're a loser. But they don't. And again, that's also a problem with a lot of libertarians is that, well, maybe they're not logically inconsistent. Well, some of them are. But they're not logically inconsistent. But their issue is they're so worried about being called the R word. Like, I don't want to be called racist. I don't want to be called homophobic or transphobic. It's like, no, you can say like, hey, like, you're an adult and you want to take these pills and get these surgeries. Like, more power to you, sister. I don't have to. I may not necessarily agree with your life decision. You don't even have to refer to them by their preferred pronouns or anything. Just more power to you. You're an adult. You can make those decisions. But like once you start talking about the kids, we're gonna have an issue. And I don't care what kind of word you want to throw at me, what you want to call me. I don't care. I'm not interested in your commentary. I'm really not. Then again, you shouldn't be interested in anything a woman has to say. Even worse, someone who wants to be one. Imagine actually wanting to be a woman, shaking my head as I play as a female character. All right, come on, turn around. Turn, thank you. Now. And up. And looks like I'm in the clear. Cool. Still gonna walk over this way though, just to be safe. Now I've done Cayo Perico with this character. I want to say a good 100 times now. I could be wrong. Could be maybe like 70 times. And I still have not figured out that this is the button to press to open it. I got to figure it out every time. My character is not that bright, but then again, you know,
Compound is done. The only thing left
female.
to do is escape. Carry on like this, and they will never know you were there.
And for anyone who wants to say that, you know, I'm sexist or whatever, like, I really don't hate women. I really don't. There was nothing I'd rather have sex with. I think every guy should own one. I miss when Tom Likas was good. I really do. It's a shame that he kind of went insane. I'm guessing after this is all said and done, I'm going to have 1.07. I don't know the rest of the numbers. $1.07 million. 1.0. So 100. Excuse me. 1,070,000 or more. It's going to be 6. It's going to be 6, not 7. Watch. Nah. No, it's 7. It is going to be. It is. I nailed it. It's going to be a little bit more. 1,076,370. Bam. Nailed it. It's always hard to guess because sometimes it seems like the cuts are almost random. I swear the cuts are random. Yeah, but that time I got Coca-Cola, so it should be 1.07. I really wish I'd get that diamond again. If I got the diamond, then it'd be like 1.5, sometimes 1.9. I've seen it 1.9 before. I haven't seen it since. I think they nerfed it. Quietly nerfed it. All right. Was there anything else on my list? I think that was pretty much it. That's just... So, well, I guess, like, what do we do to fix it? And this is basically, I kind of want to throw it to you. I have some ideas on how to fix it. Most of it's just kind of like waiting it out. Hoping that everyone kind of forgets how bad things were under what they thought falsely was... oh, it's time to go. I got to go to my nightclub. I have to go to my nightclub. I don't want to walk in because it's going to give me a mission. It's going to be a crappy mission, so I'm just going to teleport in. I think a lot of it's going to have to be like kind of waiting it out. I think a lot of it's going to have to be a little bit being more vocally proactive. I know libertarians have been pretty proactive about PDF files and that sort of thing, but they also have to be a little bit more proactive about like, no, drug use is bad. It's bad actually. Don't do drugs. I want you to get help, right? But I don't want you to go to jail because I don't think that's going to help. I think that's going to lock you in, and then you're going to go to con college, and then you're going to learn how to break the law to get more drugs, and then you're going to get drugs in jail. It's just a spiral. That's not good for anybody. All right, let's. Who's this guy? Let's get you to do organic produce. Yep. The two that are going to be like take forever to fill are these two. Then once these fill up, then I'll start calling Johan to start filling them up. Because I don't want to accidentally fill up these three, because these things will fill up pretty quick. It's just these two that take forever, and I don't want to waste my time with that. Let me go down to my basement. Otherwise, I have to like watch the handoff between each of them. I'm gonna have to do it. I think I'm gonna do it twice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch my DJ twice. I don't want to go through that process twice. Yeah, I think a lot of it's gonna have to kind of wait out. Like people need to kind of forget like how bad, you know, quote unquote open borders is, just long enough so that people can be, things are not like absolutely terrible and they're not in a panic situation where they're going to be like, oh, okay, now we can talk about this and how it really was not open borders. That really was not open borders. It was like, it was just bad. It's just bad policy. All right, now we're 100%. Cool. And then we can just, I guess we can just leave. Where's, I always get lost down here. Which way do I need to go? All right, that's the way out. Okay, so just to go the way I'm facing. Oh. God damn it. Still lost. Oh, that's it? Or this is the way? Show me the way. There we go. I think that's going to be 1. 2, I think libertarians need to start making more explicitly liberty content, if not being a little bit subversive. Look, I'm not trying to say that what Dave Smith is doing is wrong. I think what he's doing is good. I'm just saying that there also needs to be like people making stuff that's a little bit more foundational. I am not the guy to do the like the basic bitch kind of infographic type content. That's not me. Like I'm more the one that kind of does like, hey, you want to get a little bit deeper, even though I'm kind of shifting my focus to be a little bit more topical and stuff like that too. But I like getting in the weeds every once in a while. I like getting in the weeds and being like, hey, let's talk about why doxing is not a violation of non-aggression principle, but it should be outright condemned, possibly illegal in some cases when it comes with a threat, right? I think that's the issue, is when you're like, here's their address, you know what to do. Like that's when that needs to be like, okay, now this is not this is a problem. Like now we're actually harming people. But for just someone to be like, oh, I'm gonna drop your docs, that should be condemned, but it's not a violation of the non-aggression principle. But then again, I don't think the non-aggression principle is the apex of human interaction. I don't think that's the final say. I think there's other metrics too, which I have talked about ad nauseum. Now I can ask for my oppressor. Give me my oppressor. Thank you. Delicious oppressors. Mm-mm. Let's go oppress some people. Yeah, I'm more of a silver rule kind of guy. Do unto others as they do unto you. Which I totally did not get from Satanism. How dare you accuse me of Satanism? I would never. Nope, nope, nope. Would never do that. Yeah, also the thing that's been bothering me lately is just like this kind of like knee-jerk reaction to Satanism bad only because some SJWs goth SJWs are kind of ruining it. What the fuck did you just say to me? Did you just tell me to get the fuck out of here? Who said that? Who said that? What? What? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? That's what I thought. Yeah, it is. But here's the thing. Like, I think all religions are cringe. I think even atheism is cringe. It's all cringe. It's so fucking cringe. Like, it's all cringe. Sky Daddy. Cringe. Saying Sky Daddy. Cringe. It's all cringe. It's all cringe. It's so all cringe. Yeah, this is where the, oh, that guy was a gang member. Okay. Yeah, I do. It's my hood. I own property here. You ain't own shit. Got the whole gang after me now. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, there's actually good Satanists. The two that come to mind is, of course, Peter Gilmore. Peter Gilmore has done a lot of great work, like republishing a lot of, and so has oh God, his name escapes me. It's gonna drive me nuts. I gotta find out his name. But he actually was a patron of mine. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name just because I haven't talked to him in so long. Yeah, I'm gonna fall off my bike. Watch, because I'm not holding the controller now. Let's see. Oh, get out of here. Kevin Slaughter. There we go. I know he had some kind of name like, I didn't want to say like Michael Savage, because that's definitely not Michael Savage. Yeah, Kevin Slaughter has done a lot of stuff with like Underworld Amusements to get books pushed out there that have been kind of hard to find, or good translations of books. I think he just did, or not he just did, he did it a while ago now. It's still new to me. He did a repressing of Might is Right. It was fucking fantastic, and he had Peter Gilmore work with him to provide commentary for each of the pages. So anytime he delves into like the racism part, he has to like, there's portions in there he goes like, okay, he's saying this, but this is like a direct contradiction of what he said like the previous page. So like Ragnar Redbeard had some really good ideas, and he also had a lot of bad ideas that, oh, it's not ready? Damn, it's not ready yet. That's not time to spin the wheel yet. Like, say whatever you want about racism. It was a direct contradiction for him to say those things. 100% of it was a direct contradiction. Wait, I have 60 million now. Nice. Yeah. So good. I want to punch someone. I want to punch the valet. I got $60 million, bitch. Do something. You got $33. Now it's my $33. I have 60 million plus your $33. It's mine now. So much for the nap, am I right? I highly recommend you check out their version of it. Might is Right it's a really great book with a lot of really big problems, and the Underworld Amusement version of the book kind of helps you understand what those problems are and why they're problems. Not so much that like why racism is bad, just more like why racism is inconsistent with the premise the book is putting out there. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to incorporate that stuff. But then again, I think he was just more of a product of his time. Because it was like the 1800s somewhere, like late 1800s. But that was the default position. All right, where's the, let's do this one. Because it was over by where I dropped off the long fin. And I have a feeling it's going to be like, grab the bolt cutters. And it's going to take me like 3 hours to find the bolt cutters. He punished himself a McNuke. Yeah, I don't think McNukes existed back then. Sorry. Yeah, but Ragnar Redbeard is a good read, especially if you want to understand what egoism is about. I think he kind of codified it a lot better than Stirner did, because Stirner spends like multiple chapters just talking crap, like satirizing God, this is, dude,
Where there's boats, there's flares. No, seriously, it's like the law. The dock should have a box.
It's the law.
Have one, and we can use it to signal to our pilot.
I think it's on the boat, so I can actually find this one, I think. Every time I park my oppressor here, it starts glitching out. Oh, it didn't glitch out this time. Okay, cool. Or not. No, it's not in here. I can't get in here. Weird. Yeah, Stirner. God damn it. Who was the guy that like taught like all the big like Marxists and stuff of his day? Hegel. There we go. Before I even looked at the chat. Yeah. Oh, no, he was not a Christian. Ragnar Redbeard was not a Christian. I don't think any of those. I don't think any of those guys were Christian. All the Hegelians were not, even post-Hegelian. Up there it is. It actually signaled this time. Good. And there's going to be people chasing me. Yeah, so like Stirner had like multiple chapters where he's using satire to show why Hegel was wrong. And if you have no understanding of Hegel, it's just going to be like, huh? Wait, what? Like, I have no idea what you're saying. I know there's jokes there, but I don't get it because I don't know Hegel. And I really don't want to go through the painstaking effort of finding out what Hegel was about, because he wrote like garbage. He was terrible. He's an awful person to read, just to get your jokes. And then there's other stuff in there that it's also good. And then there's stuff like the Union of Egoists, which the Union of Egoists is a concept. I will concur that it's a concept. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of the concept, but it is a concept. All right. Black licorice flavored snooze. Yum. Oh. Went in my lip wrong. There we go. It's still kind of wrong, but I'll live with it. I really need to get Slims for when I'm doing live streams, so that way it doesn't stick out in my tooth. It looks like I have a black tooth or something. By the way, I saw some YouTuber who makes like video game content, and oh, his teeth are bad. They're almost as bad as sorry for bumping the mic. His teeth are almost as bad as like King Cobra JFS. They're almost that bad. Let's get the mask first, and then we'll get the we'll get the mask first, and then we'll get that. This mask is going to take me like 3 seconds. The King Cobra JFS is like, his teeth are starting to chip off now because they're so eroded. They're actually like, oh god, I don't even want to think about his mouth. But like, he keeps like making videos, and in his thumbnails, he's smiling. No, it's not Asmongold. He's a really small YouTuber, but YouTube is starting to recommend his videos to me like a lot, because I end up watching one of them, and I mean, like, he makes decent videos, but then like in the thumbnail, he's giving a big old shit-eating grin, and his teeth are like, oh, I hate this one. Oh, I hate this one. This one sucks. I'm gonna die a lot in here. I have to get boats. I have to steal a boat. Yeah. By the way, I've had a couple of dreams lately where like my teeth fell out. I don't know what that means. I know it means something, but yeah. Mostly because I just got a crown. I had to get a root canal and a crown on this tooth, and on my front left inside, I think that's 9. This one. And they put a temporary on while we were waiting for my permanent to get done, and the temporary kept falling off, and so I kept having to go back there and have them like glue it back on. And finally, they just like put it on like it's like halfway, like it was a permanent, so that it wouldn't come out again. But for like a week after that, I kept having dreams where my teeth were falling off, like they were falling off, but they weren't falling out like, you know, like a lot of those dreams are. They were all like as if I had crowns, and the crowns were coming off, and so like it was like freaking me out for a while. And the thing that sucks is I can't throw a grenade in here because I'll just kill everybody. Did you just throw a grenade? Someone just throw a fucking grenade? I think someone just threw a grenade. Still alive. Oh, there was a different guy. I was like, why is he still alive? No, stop pulling my phone out. Thank you. Jeez. Hate when that happens. Where's the, I don't see the, oh, there they are. Ski-Doos are right there. Okay, cool. That's the one I want to steal. I'm going to steal the Ski-Doos. Alright, now they're going to shoot at me the whole way home. And they'll just spawn in front of me too. Just ram into me. Oh, fear of getting old. Oh yeah. No, his teeth were not turning black because he was getting old. Like he's young. He looks like he's maybe 20. Maybe 21. And I was like, is there just something on his teeth? Or like, what's going on with his teeth? Because I couldn't really tell, but it was just, they didn't look right. So I like looked him up. I Googled his name and then teeth to see if maybe like someone had like got like a higher quality picture of it or explained it or something. And I saw him post on Reddit like a couple years ago. And he was like, something's wrong with my teeth. They're all black. What's going on? So I don't know, and they look like early photos of like what King Cobra JFS teeth were doing, kind of like eroding and turning black, and yeah, gross. Which I have not been following King Cobra JFS lately. I think ever since he moved out of his apartment, it's just not been fun, because it kind of turned out, and we didn't realize it at the time. Kind of turned out that his apartment was actually a character. Like, it was part of, like, the entertainment of laughing at King Cobra. Because you could see, like, his little woodworking station. You could, everything, like, he wanted to do is, except for sleep. Even still, he would sleep on his little couch sofa. He'd go in his kitchen. You could see him go to the kitchen. Anytime someone, like, ordered him stuff, you could see him go to the front door. And, like, you can hear him, like, talking to the people who are delivering stuff to him. And it was funny. But now it's all kind of gone. Okay. Oh, now I got to get the bolt cutters. God damn it. I can never find these, and they never really show up. When you walk past them like 5 times. 5 times. And then it'll finally light up. Like, oh, here they are. That's nighttime, so I'm going to have a hard time seeing them. Is it going to at least be morning soon? No. Jeez. I think there should be down there. Oh, they're way up here. Dang it. All right. So I guess I can... For a second, you were like, oh, I'm going to be busy for a while. I'm doing something with my hands. And then the next word started with J and ended with ZZ. And I was like... What are you doing with your hands? What are you doing with your hands? Yeah, he seems like he's only like 20, 21, somewhere in there. He's young and he's already losing his teeth. Please, brush your teeth. Brush your teeth, please. And floss. brush your teeth so that your teeth don't go bad, and then floss so your teeth don't look good but smell like poop. Please. For the love of God. Brush your teeth. Alright, so anyways, yeah. Kind of got distracted. So I think we have to kind of wait for the panic to go away from what people believe erroneously to be open borders. I think people are not going to be rational about it, and it's kind of pointless to try to explain like, no, that's not actually like they're going to be so panicked they're just going to be like, oh my God, you're defending it. Oh my God, you're defending it. Just think of the way. Could you imagine it, like, if I were to make the case that, well, actually, just possessing cheese pizza isn't actually like a violation of the non-aggression principle, right? It's everything else that's bad, and it should be kind of condemned. We should tell people that that's bad, and you're encouraging a market, but it's not. Your brain is immediately going to go, no, you're defending it. And you kind of are, but like you're going to immediately defend it. You're not going to try to seek out any kind of nuances. And rightly so. Like, there is a reason to kind of panic about protecting children. Right? There is a reason to panic about it. That's why I think there's other things other than the NAP that makes it wrong. Okay? It's not the only thing in the universe. Where's my flashlight? I'm never going to find these bolt cutters. I'm never going to do it. I'm going to walk past it like 8 times, and I'm not going to see it, and it's not going to do the little green arrow thing, even though I walked past it like 8 times. Because this mission is a little buggy. This, getting the cutting torch, is also a little buggy. Oh, no, it actually worked this time. Did they issue an update or something? They had to have issued an update. They had to have. Now they're mad at me. Are you going to fight me? You going to punch me? Stop. I'm not even going to hurt you. Get out of here. Like, you're going to immediately going to panic. That's what people are doing right now with immigration. It's just like, I've seen what's going on. There's like cities where they let illegal immigrants come in and just commit violent crime. And no one says anything, and we're all supposed to pretend like that's okay. Like, I want nothing to do with this. I think I have to wait for the panic to kind of calm down, because unlike that, I hope the panic never ends with that. But I do hope the panic ends with immigration. I think immigration is good. On hold's good. I think free trade is good. But what we have now is not. What we have now, well, what was going on was not free trade. There's no reason to believe that it was free trade. It was basically, what you're doing is you're taxing everybody to hell at home. You're making like all kinds of like this insane bureaucracy of like regulatory like burdens, barriers to entry for anyone to come and actually create manufacturing jobs in the United States. You're taxing the living crap out of businesses and then demonizing them publicly. Like, oh, if you're a business in the United States, you're a corporation, you're evil, you're just stealing money, you're not paying your fair share, and no matter what they pay, it's not their fair share. You're constantly being like demonized, and like you do one thing wrong, you make one little mistake, and it's not, oh, you made a mistake. It's like you did it maliciously, like you did it on purpose to save a buck. Which in some cases may be true, but still, like that's the default position, is like, oh, you did it intentionally, like you're a malicious actor. So we have like this culture, and then like all these regulations and government violence to stop entrepreneurship and to harm it and to demonize it and to make it bad. And then we just go like, oh, yeah, just we'll just let everybody like, oh, if you go overseas, no big deal, no big deal. No big deal. Now you're not a problem anymore. Now we're gonna create like a cult of personality around you, like Apple. All right, so now I guess we can. I didn't do any of these yet. Okay. Okay, I guess I gotta go get the 2 missions. I only did the little baggies. Then we go get this car, and then I'll wrap this up.
Okay, so we need to keep.
But yeah, but now people are just looking at it as like, oh, free trade is when like all the things go overseas, and then like everything I have to buy is going to be made in China. By the way, there was this really awful meme. I'm guessing a libertarian made it because I was seeing like a lot of libertarians like sharing this meme. But it was like a meme of like Tim Pool, because Tim Pool had like an autistic rage against Matt Palumbo, who was making the case for free trade. Oh, it's already in Paleto Bay. Son of a bitch. Oh my god, this is going to take fucking forever. Paleto Bay is like the most northern point, and I was kind of almost the most southern point of the map. So we're going to be flying for a while. Yeah, so Matt Palumbo went on there to defend free trade. And then Tim Pool was having like an autistic spurg out. Meanwhile, he was wearing clothes, and he had microphones, and like a laptop, and like all these things. And people were like drawing little arrows like, this was manufactured in China, this was manufactured in Taiwan, this was made in Mexico, and oh, isn't it interesting that he gets money from Russia? And it's like, well, I don't even know if we know for certain that he was doing that. It was alleged by the DOJ, which the DOJ is questionable at best. Some of the accusations they made were questionable at best. Some of the things that they were accusing Donald Trump of doing was just insane, and got thrown out of court. It's like there was even stuff that they were saying that, you know, that even the courts were like, no, that's stupid. What was it? I know that's the New York. I know the New York one was definitely is getting appealed right now, and it's probably going to turn. So, Trump's fraud case, the one where they keep saying he's a convicted fraudster, looks like it's going to be overturned, because it's been appealed to a higher court, and the higher courts are looking at this like, wait a minute. So, he did a deal. The person he did a deal with are fine with it. Everybody else was fine with it. But you use this like obscure law that no one's ever been sued under before to nail them on. Like, is there anything that you can do that wouldn't fall under this law, that you couldn't be busted under this law? And everybody was kind of hemming and hawing, like, oh, no. And it's also being shown in that like the attorney general had ran on a campaign of, I'm going to find something to bust him with. That's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. So I have a good feeling that it's going to be overturned. But anyways, distracted. I shouldn't have blown that up. Keep forgetting you just walk in here and it's fine. Jeez, that is a rust bucket. Oh, I forgot my train of thought here. I went on like 3 different tangents and I already forgot what I was saying. This is what happens when you fly to Paleto Bay. Don't do it, not even once.
Get ready to blow anything that might have info on my uncle's ship. It's called Princess.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, there's this meme where it's just like everything that Tim Pool's, had was made by some company overseas. There we go. I remembered. What are you talking about? That was on the U. Unlocked. Your password is unlocked. Gosh. You deserve to be robbed. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like it's a really dumb argument. It is the argument that is used against libertarians all the time. It's like, well, but you still use the roads. It's like, yeah, but he made the point that you can't really get good products, made in America. Sometimes there are stuff that's made in America, but they're like crappy. And often stuff that's made in America, like even all the stuff inside of it is made in China. And those aren't really good parts. So you're not really, yeah, it's like he's trying to argue that, you can't buy stuff that's made in the United States. And then you're like, well, aha, you're still buying stuff that's from other, it's like, yeah, but there's not really good microphone manufacturers that make their stuff in the United States. It's not really a thing. That's the point he was making. Now we can talk about why he's wrong, but that's not really saying he's wrong. You're just saying, but you still drive on government roads, libertarian man. It's all you're doing. But the free trade version of that. It's stupid. It's a stupid argument. It's dumb. It's not even... it is an argument. It's just a fallacious one. Yeah, so what we have in the United States is not free trade. And I don't think there's a panic around that as much. I think you can still be like, no, what we have in the United States is not free trade, right? You're basically setting the conditions where you can't set up in the United States. Or if you do set up in the United States, it's going to be so expensive that it's not even going to be worth it, that you have to go overseas. You have to go overseas. It's not feasible to have those kind of jobs here if you could just... Because you're just going to be losing to your competition. Taxes here are insane. The regulations are insane, especially if you're in a state like Michigan where there's like all kinds of union mandates and stuff. Oh, you got to be part of a union if you're going to be doing manufacturing. There's lots of those types of laws. The Federal Register is ever growing. Trump did a lot to actually reduce the net amount of regulations in the United States. That's good, but it's not enough. It's still bad. It's still really bad. And then you're taxing everybody and demonizing it. Yeah, it's not free trade. Then you create like a cult of personality around Apple. Yeah, it's awful. But I think that's something you can do. I think libertarian content creators should every once in a while, remind us why things are good, why libertarian ideas are good, and why they're right. Just every once in a while. If not like, oh, we're going to do an episode today about why free trade is good, or we're going to do an episode today why taxation is theft, or we're going to do a whole episode today about... We don't have to do that. But, when you have your guest on, when you have your lefty guest on and you're just shooting the shit with them and you're talking about, their political transformation to where they are now, just kind of bring up like, yeah, I still think taxation is theft, and have them kind of squabble about it for a couple minutes and then move on to the next subject. At least it gets those kind of ideas out there again, because now we don't have those ideas out there. Now those ideas are kind of like cringe. Oh, yeah, I voted for Ron Paul. The other thing is like, if you're a really good debate bro, I am not really a debate bro. Debating is not my thing. I need to be prepared for things. I'm very much like, I want to do a live stream. I'm going to have notes, or I'm going to have things that I think about at work. I don't even have notes a lot of times I do a live stream. I'll just be thinking about something at work, or I'll be thinking something on the drive on the ride home, which I don't really have a commute to work anymore. It's like 3 minutes at most. That's if like a deer crosses my path. But while I'm driving, I'll start thinking of things like, oh, I should talk about that. I should do a stream about that. And then, I'll kind of plan it out in my head, and then...
Here's the deal.
But yeah, just if you want to do it, just do it subversive, or do it explicitly. If you don't want to do it explicitly, do it subversively. Just every once in a while, just say what's up. Make content again. We're gonna make libertarianism great again. I think the infighting needs to calm down a little bit. Like, I'm a big fan of infighting. I think infighting is just a natural thing that's going to happen, especially with libertarians. But I think the thing should stop being like, he disagrees with me on 0.01% of things with me, and therefore he's not a real libertarian. Like, I'm perfectly fine calling someone like Dave Smith a libertarian, even though I think his position on immigration is not consistent with libertarian ideals. But I'm fine with calling him a libertarian, and if if someone wanted to collaborate with me who had the exact same positions he does, I'm not going to be like, no, because you're not a real libertarian TM. I'm not going to do that. I think that's terrible. I think it's a good idea to be every once in a while and be like, here's why I think you're wrong about X, Y, and Z, and then always preface it by like, oh, this guy's a great guy, but he's wrong about this. That's great, but this like constantly like demonizing people, it's fucking just because they have like 0.01% of their issues that disagree with you. I think it's just fucking evil. It really is. I think I need to get my Kasatka, my Sparrow out of my Kasatka. There we go. So my oppressor only has 30 rockets in it. That's it. Sparrow is unlimited, but it's a lot more fragile. It's faster, but it's more fragile and not as agile. I could just spam missiles all day. I forgot how much of a pain in the ass this was. Alright, then I gotta get these helicopters out of here. Oof. That almost took me out, too. Yeah, I'm already hearing my helicopter make noises that I don't like. Ooh, that was awful close. Ooh, shit. Straight up rocketed me. We need to push for the Confederacy of the right-wing only states. Use my minigun. Go old school on them. Whoa! Which one has the rockets? That's good. We're gonna go after that one first. I think it's you, because you're the one that looks different. Oh, nope. It's that one. There we go. Oh, it's already going down. Cool. Alright, which one? Does look none of them have the none of them have the rockets. Damn, I hate this one. Bad guys are way overpowered. No, don't pull my phone out. There we go. I have to blow up all these helicopters before I can take off with the, there we go. Oh, shit. Yeah, I just constantly die on this one. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh my gosh, what? Give it a rest with the helicopters already. Jesus. Oof. It's not how I wanted that exit to go, but I'll take it.
Oh, yeah! That's what you get! Okay. Fly this guy lift out of there. I've set the location. Our guy will keep it safe until we need it.
Let's not go over the prison, because the prison's going to give me like 5 wanted stars. All right. I think we're good now. Oh, wow. I'm already lost to police. Cool. So, yeah, I think being subversive is going to help. Libertarianism stop needs to be a dirty word. Good luck with that one. That's going to take some time. And I think libertarianism needs another Republican presidential candidate to rally behind, and that's not going to happen until Trump is out of office. I think the kind of cult of personality that's developed around Trump is so strong that even people who would be much more receptive to someone like a Rand Paul is going to fall with Trump, just because there's not the support there. There's not the support there. You gotta wait, because he just absorbs it all. Just people just love Trump. They just fucking love Trump. I think he's funny, but I've always maintained that. Actually, no. Even 2016, I did not vote for him because he was the evil I didn't know, and because Trump was he didn't have a platform. He was just going into crowds and judging by yays and boos, kind of figuring out what he wanted to do. And the only thing he was ever really consistent on was tariffs and immigration, which I opposed both. But everything else, it was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know what he stands for, so I can't really back him. And I definitely am not going to support Hillary Clinton. And I'm not going to want Hillary Clinton over almost anybody. I think she was just like pure evil. But I didn't know. I didn't know if Trump was going to be worse or whatever. But I was just like, I don't know. I'm not going to vote for either of them. I'm not going to support any of them. I don't like either of them. Let's call it a day. And I think a lot of people were surprised during the stream that I was just like, no, I want my personal vehicle. I think a lot of people were surprised that when he won, because I think a lot of people were expecting me to cope. And I was just like, why would I cope? I really didn't like either of them, and I was pretty sure that he wasn't going to win. And when he won, I was like, oh shit. Neat. And I think a lot of people did not expect that. For me to be like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go to In-N-Out to celebrate. And that's what I ended up doing during my live stream, was transferring myself to my phone in my car and then going in and out. Hell yeah. That's kind of neat. It's going to be an interesting 4 years. And I was glad to be wrong. And then in 2020, I thought he did pretty well on a lot of things. I didn't like a lot of the things he did, but I thought he did pretty well on a lot of things. And so I thought, like, hey, definitely. Wait a minute, you put it down on the ground? It was down on the ground. I came up here for nothing. I'm gonna die jumping off this. I know it. Yeah, I'm dying. Yep. No, I didn't die. Don't know why you put it down here, but okay. Whatever. Just get out of the area already. Oh, let's go do the finale now. So yeah, I was kind of pleased. But I know that live stream actually annoys, the existence of it annoys someone, so I'm keeping it up. It's one of the persons who now is like, oh, everything about MAGA is bad. I've always opposed MAGA. But it's like, when he won, you were on my live stream, buddy. And you were happy. You were excited that Trump won. Just for the record. I know you want to pretend like you don't now, buddy. I won't mention you by name, but there's going to be a point. Fucking reckoning's going to happen, buddy. There's not too many people in this world that I know that I have such an extreme hatred for, that if they died, like, I'm gleeful, right? It's usually like people who do like mass atrocities. But there's one person that I know personally that if he died tomorrow, I'd be like, cool. And he was on my live stream, my election night live stream. Just fucking turned out he was just using me. The last couple of years that he knew me, he just stopped being my friend, pretended to be my friend just so he could use me to help him take over the LP. Yeah. Hope you have a bad day. Hope you have a very bad day every day. Hope you stub your toe. And if you don't say his name in the chat, I'll just delete it. Don't say his name, because I know some of you know who I'm talking about. Don't say his name. If you think it's somebody, it probably is. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really solve everybody's problems. I have, those are kind of like what I think my ideas are. I think people have got to wait for the panic to end around immigration before we can really start talking about that again. I don't think you should compromise your stuff. I think you should just, like, wait for things to cool off before you make it a point of contention. And I think there's lots of things that we can do in the meantime that are far more important than... And I've always kind of maintained that, like, immigration is one of the last things on my list in terms of importance. Not to say that it's unimportant. I remember talking to some... I thought for sure I was going to dive straight into that. Yeah, I thought I was going to dive straight into that platform, just do a face plant. Nope. I survived. Yeah, I think there's tons of things we can do that are far more important. I think attacking the Fed is I think the Federal Reserve is one of those things that's far more important. I think having sound money again is far more important. I think ending the wars overseas is far more important. I think that's killing far more people. The war on drugs is just pushing everything to have fentanyl in it again. Which my friend died from that shit. Never touched it at all. Fucking hung out with someone he didn't know. They're like smoking a joint together. It turned out there was fentanyl. He collapsed, and they freaked out, and they didn't want to call the cops because they'd basically be calling the cops on themselves for having fentanyl. And when they found him, they had to put him into a coma, and he was brain dead. That's when they decided to pull. Oh my God, jeez. Yeah, I know that there's arguments for that. I don't find them very compelling, but I'm fine with it. I'm fine if people don't have their views 100% the same as me. I'm fine with that. No, that doesn't. I don't have anything that's quiet. Jeez. So, if I don't kill someone in a headshot, I'm just fucked. Alright, so don't bend over and tie your shoes, guys. I want to keep this as quiet as possible because this sucks when everybody's aggroed. Yeah, a lot of people kind of start losing their crap about it. Like, oh, you're not a true libertarian TM. I'm like, yeah, maybe, but like, I'm still willing to. Oh, yeah, they're aggro. Damn it, they saw. How did they see? You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to use my railgun. Oh, shit. How am I missing? There we go. What is wrong with me? It's another one. Oh, shit. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I just always found it weird that, like, people start losing their crap about people. It's like, oh, because you disagree with someone on one thing, and then all of a sudden, I have to like constantly demonize you. Create a Twitter account that's constantly demonizing people. It's like, oh, what do they say? Like, what do they say that was so bad that you need to spend all your time talking nothing but bad things about them? What is it? And it's like, oh, he's for immigration controls. It's like, yeah, that's like one of the big contentions with libertarians is that. Now we can make an argument why they're wrong. But it's not, oh, they're wrong. They're like legitimately terrible people that need to be condemned and never worked with again. And anybody who does work with them needs to be like kicked out of the anarchy club. It's like, I hate you. I hate all these people. I legitimately hate these people. Oh, it's not that I think it's a contradiction. I think how you would enforce would be a contradiction. I know Hoppa has a thing. I think it's a really bad argument. A way that you can have like immigration controls. God damn it! Immigration controls in a libertarian society. I don't find it compelling. I think I did a video about why I thought it was wrong, but I didn't know that was Hoppa. I thought it was Chase Rachel's. I just thought it was a dumb Chase Rachel's argument, and then it would turn out like, oh no, he was just literally just repeating Hoppa. I'm like, oh, that's Hoppa. Just be racist. Just have everyone be racist. That'll solve everything. Me and the captain made it happen.
Once you got the codes, use the terminal to figure out which containers.
Okay, stop telling me to do the terminal and just let me do the terminal. Thank you. Jeez. I also I'm also not one of these people who think that like racism is like the worst thing ever. I think there's problems with racism for sure, but I everybody wants to make it out like racism is like literally the worst thing in the universe, and it's like it's not. It's just cringe. Most of the time it's just cringe. Okay, how do you survive a railgun? Whatever. I railgunned that thing twice. You saw that. I know you saw that. How do you survive 2 railgun blasts? I'm gonna use my space laser. There we go. Bitch. Bunch of horse shit. I think there was actually a bonus for not dying. Well, I guess I'm not getting that bonus. Why would you think you could hide behind a... Whatever, you're an idiot. He's just like hiding behind like a little handrail. Ooh, that's not good. Got me high.
Hey, don't blame me for whatever weird shit my uncle has in there.
Oh, I'm blaming you. Please be in this one. I don't have to walk all the way over to here again. Yep, bingo. I located the jugular. I think it's supposed to be a jaguar.
Oh, that was lit! Actually, though, my pilot sees it and it's on the way.
Good one, Dad.
This is Golden Bird to team leader. Golden Bird to team leader. I see you, sir. Coming in for the pickup.
Watch my ass while I get this thing ready. They're just getting started out there. You copy? Deal with these bogeys before this thing ends up at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. The thing, I think I can't remember what his argument was, but basically how he thought was, what Hoppe's argument was, if I remember correctly, let me know if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I looked into it, because I just remember it being really bad. The argument was that in a private law society, after the state collapses, what would end up happening is there'd be someone figuring out who was more deserving of the infrastructure of the country by determining like how much revenue they supplied in taxes versus how much they took out for things. So if someone barely ever paid taxes and all they ever did was, just consume tax money through welfare, SNAP, or whatever. Oh, come on. Lock on. Thank you. That, they would be they would not be a net taxpayer. But if someone was paying a bunch of taxes, like an entrepreneur or a billionaire entrepreneur or something like that, and they were paying lots of money in taxes and not consuming a bunch of tax services and stuff, then they would be a net taxpayer. And according to how much they paid in taxes versus how much they got out of the system, they would basically get shares into the infrastructure of the United States, or whatever country this is. And that because they would have ownership over the bridges and the roads, that they could say, okay, yeah, sure, if you were born in the territory that that has these infrastructures, then you're free to use them. Or if you've been naturalized in this area, then you're free to use them. Or if you've been allowed by the polycentric court system that you can be here, then yeah, you would have access to them. But if you came here against their wishes, then sure, you could still walk around, like you wouldn't be prevented, but you couldn't use any of the infrastructure. You couldn't use the roads, you couldn't mow roads, you couldn't use mow bridges, you couldn't use any of that stuff. And it's like, well, so I mean, like the minor issue that I would have is like, first of all, like how would you even tell if someone was a net taxpayer, considering that like the federal government is constantly running in the red? Like, could you ever really truly pay your fair share when they're spending so much money in quote unquote defense spending, infrastructure spending, projects that are like costing way too much, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? That'd be a minor complaint. Second of all, like we're just going to presume that these people who are going to end up owning everything are going to be anti-immigration, when it seems as though they're really loving truly enjoying all these this money that they're saving by hiring undocumented workers and paying them less than minimum wage for stuff. Yeah, just well, if it's polycentric, then it wouldn't be a government, right? I think the issue is not government. I'm not opposed to governance and governments. I'm opposed to the state, a monopoly government. That's the issue that I have.
I helped out. That dude tips like a motherfucker.
There's always going to be like some sort of governance, right? But do I have a choice in governance? I could have just taken the ramp, but whatever. I'm already doing this, I guess. I don't think I don't know, dude. This car is pretty sticky. Kind of like get out of here. Get out of my face. Yeah. So when you hear me say like the government sucks or whatever, I'm really talking about this government. I'm not talking about the idea of having like a polycentric legal order, which would be like a bunch of competing governments in the same geographical area. This government sucks. The state sucks. All states suck. So they're the monopoly. But yeah, like I think that's just where was I at before I had to do all that stupid ass driving? Yeah, like they're enjoying it now. You're just kind of presuming that they're going to be like anti-immigration. And secondly, I don't know if that's the best way of doing it. Especially if you're going to have like an entrepreneur that's from like a foreign nation, like a Sony. Like sure, Sony has like offices in the United States, and I guess they would be part ownership in the road since they pay American dues, but they're a Japanese company. So are they going to get it? Like a lot of this stuff doesn't kind of make sense, especially if you're talking about like foreign nations who have subsidiaries in the United States. That's going to be fucking weird. I think it would be a better option just to say, all right, we were all kind of scammed. Everyone just needs to lick their wounds because that money's gone. It's never coming back. And just auction off that services to the highest bidder. I think those people would be a lot more financially invested in what goes on in that local area. If you're going to put up the money, then apparently you have an interest better than random randos. Nice. And I'm going to keep this car here. I'm not going to sell it. Because my hope is I want to kind of keep these full. Because at some point, I don't know when or if it's even going to happen, but at some point, they're going to have double money on this. And if it's double money, I want to keep the most expensive cars. So yeah, this one was an expensive one. I know this one was, even though it's not a lot of money. How much is this one? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is every one of these cars, there's always like a low tier car, a mid tier car, and a most expensive car. I've already sold the Vapid. And then I'm going to keep these two. And then once the next week comes in, I'm going to sell this one. And always just kind of keep the parking lot full. And then I'll get this one later. This one's going to be. And then anytime I get another one and I need to sell something, I'm just going to sell whatever the cheapest car is. Which right now, this one is the cheapest car. And then whatever the highest one car is, it's got the lowest amount of money. This one's going to be the first to go. This was only 3.5. This was 3.9, yeah. So that's the plan, is just to keep this full so that if I do have a double money week, I can sell all the cars for double money, which I don't think it's going to happen, but just in case. I don't want to be asked out. I can sell all these for double money and then get the whole new week's worth of cars and then double money. Because I only get one of these a week. This is the only thing that sucks about this business is that you can steal 3 cars for the week, and then I have to wait until next week for the next round of cars to come through.
What's good?
So that sucks. Whereas all my other businesses, I can do stuff. I can do like the main thing that it's supposed to do multiple times. There might be a cooldown. Like my Kasatka, I can only do Cayo Perico once every 2 hours and 48 minutes, if I remember correctly, or 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. There's no once a week thing. That'd be stupid. Oof. The only thing that comes close is the Garment Factory, which the Garment Factory, how this system works is... Well, I could have just parked it inside. That's right. I forgot. Whatever. The Garment Factory, its big thing is that it has this computer. It also has an app on the phone. I don't even have to come in here, but whatever. I'm already in here. And then there's 4 files, but one is a priority file, and that's double money. But since I'm a GTA Plus member, it's double money on the priority file, so it's quadruple money right now. I can only do one of these a week. One of these is the priority file, and it's double money. And it's usually like $300,000. And then these ones I can do like every 5 minutes. There's a cooldown, so I can do one, wait for the 5-minute cooldown, and then I can do it again. Or I can choose another one of these two and then wait 5 minutes and then do them again. So I could just keep constantly grinding these things for $150,000 a pop. And they're not that much. Yeah, it is. Just constantly commit crimes and violate the non-aggression principle all day. There's all kinds of like weird little quirks with this game that are just baffling. Like, the cops are so good at finding out where you are. They have like helicopters and stuff, but like if I go in my terabyte, which I'm gonna park this in my terabyte. If the terabyte's out, I can just walk into my terabyte and they're like, damn it, he went inside the van. Guess we can't bust him now. Go home, everybody. I know he just like blew up at a stadium's worth of people and running over people, and he killed like 40 cops. But he went in that van. I guess that's it. Watch, I'll show you. Because that's the law in Ancapistan. Oh, I thought I went in. All right, let's go. So I killed that guy. Let's blow up this gas station. There we go. Blow up that guy. So we got 2 stars now. Let's let's sweeten the pot a little bit for these cops to catch me by come on. There we go. You're gonna be you. Kill some of these cops. I don't know why I had flares on me. Oh, because of that job. That's right. So now I got 4 stars after me. Helicopters after me and everything. I'm just gonna go inside my my little truck here. All's well. They're just like, damn it, he went inside the van. As you know, the law is if you go inside your truck, we can't bust you. Go in the back of the truck. But if I went into the front part here, they would have still chased me. Killed you. Oh, someone's mad. Why are you mad at me? Oh, you want to be a hero? This is what happens when you're a hero. Don't be a hero. So if I get in the front passenger seat, well, see, that doesn't count. They still want to go after me. Come on, get out of your car so I can run you over. So, causing all kinds of mayhem and destruction. But I'm just going to go inside the cab. Like, damn it, he went in the back. All right, everybody, go home. Nothing we can do now. Legally, we can't bust him now. Even though he's committed multiple counts of murder. Yep. Yep, I guess it's not murder anymore. Yep. But hey, you know, if you really want to play this game, I highly recommend getting a console. Specifically Xbox. At least you can get Game Pass, because there's a bunch of cool games on Game Pass you can just play for free. And then every time one of Microsoft's... Same thing with the casino. Oh, he went in the casino. Guess there's nothing we can do. Guess we can't bust him for literally murdering a bunch of people. I don't know. They also got Bethesda. So, if you want to play the new the Doom game, it's free if you got Game Pass. It's not going to ruin Doom. Doom came out in 2020. DEI was still very popular, and it was making fun of DEI. So there's that. I remember there was a lot of people pissed about that because there was jokes about how it was. Let's take a shot of scotch. There was a joke about having some sort of disability or something like. I can't remember what the joke was, but I remember like there was a lot of people that were upset about it. A lot of wokies upset that. All right, let's see if it puts me on the top of Mount Chiliad. If you have the Macbeth shot and you get drunk and pass out, you'll either wake up somewhere. Most often, you're waking up in the same place you are. Yeah. Sometimes it'll, sometimes it'll put you at the top of a giant mountain, the biggest mountain in the game, and you have like a tattoo on your back. Let's exit. Before I go, do you want to see my Gooner car? By the way, I need to remind everybody, do not goon. Don't goon. But I guess it's actually it's just we should just go over there. Can I spawn there? Yes, I can. Sweet. I'll just spawn there. Never goon. Never do. By the way, Destiny would not be in the problem that he is in right now if he didn't goon. But because he's a gooner, he's his career's over. It's just as over as Vosh's. And why did he lose everything? Gooner. I believe it's level 3. So I got this car because if you did one of the sport race or one of the stunt races, that because they're having a special, it's still going right now. If you did it, then you get like a livery for one of your cars. That's like because this is the year of the snake, and so I did the one mission just to get the livery, bought the car, and then it was like, oh no, you have to wait. It can be delivered within 72 hours. Some of the rewards in this game, you have to wait like 3 days to get it sometimes. Sometimes it's instant. Even though they'll say like it's 72 hours, sometimes it'll be instant. Other times you have to wait like a couple days, 3 days sometimes. So I didn't get it for 3 days. And then I was like, oh, where is it? I was like, oh, it's one of those 72-hour things again. Like, damn it. So I was like, all right, what other liveries do they have? And they had one of these. And I'm like, this is the thing? Because I have actually seen cars like this. And I always thought they were cringe. And so I was like, fuck it, I got it and bought another one. And so when I get my livery, I ended up getting my livery, so I have it now. But I got the anime cars. So this is a thing that I've seen. I've seen fucking people have these anime cars, like giant anime characters on their cars and stuff, and it's so cringe. So I got one, and then I was like, what other cars can I get? So these are the only cars I can get. There's some on removed vehicles, so I have to wait for them to get off removed in order to get them. But yeah, I got the motorcycle has a goon, a gooner thing, big titty anime girl. So this is the nice one. This is the car that actually drives really good. It's this one, and then this one drives pretty good too. But this was the one that was supposed to have the year of the snake on it. Then I saw this, and I was like, oh my god, what other ones can I get? There is one called that's supposed to be like a BMW, and it's a removed vehicle. So I'm like, every time they do a weekly update, I'm like, are they getting that one? Because if you get the livery in the back seat, there's a body pillow of this character, this one. There's a body pillow and there's little stains all over it. It's so gross. I'm just like, I need this car. So I'm like waiting for the Zion Classic to get put back in the game. I need this thing. It's so Japan World War. You want to bomb us? We're gonna make you all gooners. How about that? Is that what this is? Which one is a Honda? I think this is supposed to be a Mitsubishi. I think this is supposed to be like an older Eclipse. I used to have an Eclipse, but it wasn't this one. I had the it was their last generation, and I got the GT Spider. So if I can find that they have that generation. I actually have one, but they don't have it in the the Spider, the convertible. So I'm guessing, is that supposed to be the Honda? I thought that was supposed to be a Mitsubishi Eclipse. What is this car? I'll Google it. So it's a Batsu Panuma. I think that is the Eclipse. Wait, how do you spell it? Penumbra, P-R-A. Yeah, I think it is. GTA. Penumbra. There it is. Oh, the middle one is a Honda. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is an Eclipse. 100% this one's an Eclipse. So let's see what generation this is supposed to be. Because now, I guess GTA has always tried to have cars that kind of looked like a particular car. So this is the Dinka. Yeah, I think the Dinka is a GTA. Dinka. Dinka is a manufacturer of a variety of compact cars. Which one is this one? RT3000. RT3000. The RT3000 is a two-door roadster featured in. It's supposed to be a Honda S2000 AP1 roadster. Yeah. Yeah, that's the Eclipse. The middle one's a Honda. Yeah. Yeah, so they've been really good about, like, because they didn't get sued for the other ones, so now then they started testing the limits to make them look really close to this. This is supposed to be a BMW. I know that. Yeah, that's a BMW. This one had the other livery, the other female character, which is kind of hard to see, but yeah, some Goonie. But none of them have And none of them have the body pillow in the back, which sucks because I want the body pillow. Because the body pillow has little stains on them. It's so gross. Then up here I have my my movie cars. Oh, I think I hit exit. Oh, well, that's fine. I'll go back in. It's on the first floor anyway. So let's see if everybody can figure out what these cars are. We're gonna test the chat here. See if you don't know what it is, blurt out which one you don't think it is. You don't know which one it is. I'll give you a hint. This one's gonna be tough unless I get on it. Then it glows. Then it's pretty obvious what it's supposed to be. And this one, if you don't know, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. This one even has the right license plate. I even went online to get the license plate at a time. This one I can forgive you if you don't know. This one, I can forgive you if you don't know this one. Because it could be like one of two things. It could either be... It's either Mad Max or there was another one like Death Race. I think that's what it was. So I'm not sure. This one I can forgive you if you don't know, but you're still a bad person. Tron, yeah. This one, I'm still waiting on the livery. Like, I guess I have to wait until Halloween because I know I did the thing to get the livery. I know I did. I got the ghost pictures. That was like one of the first things I was like, oh, I'm going to go online and see what I can do to figure out how to make money in this game. And one of the first things was like, oh, we're doing the Halloween things. And if you get it, then you also get the livery for this car. But it's not... I went to like a bunch of different car shops, including the Vinewood shop, and I still don't have access to it. But there's even like the Ghostbusters junk on top, and then it says like Ghostbusters Extreme, and I have the Ghostbusters suit. So I don't know. It's not letting me have it for whatever reason. So this one was remade. This one was remade, and that had Lindsay Lohan on it. But the original one had I forget who was. It was someone, and then Buddy Hackett. But it was Herbie. So that's Herbie. This one had Mr. T in it. That's the giveaway for this one. This is Mr. T. You got Tron right. Batmobile. This is James Bond. It's even called the JB 700W. Which is, 007 backwards, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, A-Team. Good. AT-Team. The AT-Team. It's just A-Team. This one actually flies, though. And I think I put rockets on it. I should have rockets on it. The Deluxo. Supposed to be the DeLorean. Yeah, this one has rockets. Just like the movie. Because the movie, he had rockets and machine guns on his, too. Remember? It was in the movie. That was in the movie. I think the only one that was actually armed in that movie was James Bond's car, which you can't get weaponized, I don't believe. Even though there's guns on it. It looks like there's little guns on it. Oh, is there a new DeLorean? No. Because I know a company had bought the name DeLorean. Oh, yeah. Dude. I like it, but it's not a DeLorean. It doesn't feel like a DeLorean. It doesn't feel like an updated DeLorean. It just looks like a normal, like, kind of luxury car. Back kind of looks like a sports car. The front does not look like a sports car. Front kind of looks like a luxury electric car. Looks like it kind of feels like a Tesla. The Alpha V. The Alpha 5 launch edition. Oh, 'cause at least the doors go up. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it should be a little bit more boxy. Because he kind of left us with that. Because they only had like one generation of the DeLorean, and it looked like that. That's all we got. You have to like evolve it. I feel like you have to evolve it, especially with the car with that kind of legacy. You make the first one kind of look like a little bit updated version of the old one. And then the next model, that's when you're like, oh, we're going to make it a little bit more flashy. I think that's what you have to do. You have to kind of respect the legacy a little bit. I don't think they're doing that. The Honda Pony. Oh, no. Honda Pony. No, not motor, just pony. The original pony? Are they bringing it back? To 1990. Other models. Hyundai Excel. The Super Pony. Pony EV. Oh, the Pony Heritage EV. I think that's what you want me to look up. Why won't you let me select it? There we go. Web search. But so I have no frame of reference for the Hyundai Pony, but the new one. Oh boy. Let me just see the new one. Don't show me old ones. There we go. Yeah, see, that's what they should have done. It's a newer version of the old one. It still kind of looks like the old one, but it looks... I think that's still a little too old looking, to be honest. I think you could have like updated the DeLorean to be a little bit more modern than how they're updating this one, because it even looks like it has the old hubcaps too. This is bad. It just looks like a gremlin that they kind of sanded the sides down a little bit to be a little tight, slightly less boxy. Wow, that's bad. And it's got LED. Looks like it's got little party lights, little LED party lights on the front. Thanks, I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. The only thing that sucks about this Batmobile is that one rocket kills him, including it could possibly be your own rocket. See, actually, I can blow this guy up. And I can blow this guy up, but like if I'm going up somewhat of like a hill, let me see if I can't go up a hill. And I fire a rocket, unless it's locked onto something, I'll just blow myself up. It's the only thing that sucks about this car. I think I got GTA Plus. I can just repair it for free. Now a car like this, you can take it and turn it into a lowrider. Keep this. Let's just have to pay for the insurance and the tracker, and I'm good. There's my Batmobile, wrecked. Yeah, but this car is not expensive, so that is the one good thing about lowriders is that the whole lowrider culture came from like, hey, we got these really crappy cars, let's make them nice, because that's all we can afford. I don't know if I want to turn this into a lowrider. Because I have a pretty boss lowrider. It looks like a Vauxhall. So, see, I would buy a Vauxhall car. If they had like a legitimate like Vauxhall car, I would buy the shit out of it. I think Vauxhall shit, it still looks cool. That is one thing that I have not. That is one thing I have not gotten annoyed with. Which is the whole vaporware. Well, actually, vaporware has kind of died off. I have not seen that anywhere. But the synthwave stuff, that stuff I'm kind of bored of because everything is synthwave now. Like Trudeau Tom did synthwave, and then everybody had to do synthwave when Trudeau Tom did synthwave, and now I'm just like tired of seeing it everywhere. And the movies, like the synthwave kind of themed movies, I'm kind of over. But though, if they did another Kung Fury, I'd watch the shit out of that. But That's but I'm not watching that for the synthwave. That's what sold me to watch it. It's everything else that I really liked about that movie that made it great. So when do you think they're going to bring back the Gremlin? Are they going to bring back the Gremlin? Who made the Gremlin? Wasn't that GMC that made the Gremlin? I forget. I'm not much of a car guy, even though like I always end up getting fun cars. I just luck out with cars for some reason. I got a brand new Ford Fusion, brand new, in 2008. It was brand new. Had someone bought the car, and a mechanic told them, "Oh, your engine is fucked. It's going to cost you like $8,000 to repair. It's better if you just give it back. Give it back to your dealership." So they ate that $8,000. They sold it back to the dealership. The dealership didn't check it. They just put a sticker on it because they were told that it was going to cost $8,000 to fix. And I was just like, well, I'll get it and I'll have it, I'll pay to get it fixed and they're going to help me finance it at the dealership. So I'm like, cool, let's just fucking do that. So I got it for $14,000. They took it back inside and they're like, well, it only needs a 25-cent head gasket. It's going to cost like $40 to repair. We're just going to eat it. We're just going to repair it for you, and then you can just pay the sticker price, and we'll call it even. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, yeah, that's it. And we're not the ones that are losing money. We can't up the price because you already saw the sticker price. By law, we can't change it. So, and it doesn't matter because we're getting a profit. The only person who's losing is the person who didn't get a second opinion on that car before giving it back to us and just insisting that he eat the loss. So you're good. So I got a brand fucking new car. It was a stick shift for 14. And then some lady made me total my car. She jumped out in front of me. And then when she had the opportunity, when I was braking and I was pulling out of the way to get out of her way, I was slamming on the brakes. She insisted that she could still go. She could still beat me. And I fucking T-boned the shit out of her car. It was her fault. She immediately was like, "Oh, it's my fault." So her insurance paid for my brand new car, and I lucked out, and I saw an Eclipse, and they didn't have it down as a GT. They had just said it was a Spider. So I was like, "Yeah, I fucking wanted a Spider." And then I was like, "This fucking engine's a fucking awful lot loud." Pretty fucking loud. What the hell's going on? So I ended up getting a fucking an Eclipse Spider GT for the price of a Spider. So I fucking lucked out on that one. But got it for I think I got it for like 8 or almost 9. I think I got it for 8. So I got that car, and then a fucking deer jumped out in front of me, totaled it. And then I was looking at muscle cars because I kind of wanted to get a muscle car because I was kind of over the kind of sporty kind of convertible type things that those were, because in my mind it was always kind of felt like an overpowered Miata. So I was just like, yeah, I want something a little less sporty, a little bit more fucking muscle. So I was looking at whatever, and I was gonna go pick up a oh god, what was it? I think it was wasn't a Camaro. I think it was a Charger. I think it was a Dodge Charger. But something told me like I should drive out to Bernie. Something told me I should drive out to Bernie and go check out the Mustang. So I was like, I'm gonna go check out the fucking Mustang. So I got there and I called them and they were like, yeah, we got a Mustang. I was like, are you gonna be close? Because it was like later in the day. I was like, are you guys close to? He's like, you're fine. Just if you want to come out here and take a look at it, well, I'll bring it up and you can take a look at it and we'll do a quick test drive. And if you like it, then we can do the paperwork tomorrow. And I was like, cool. So drove out there. And then I got there and he was like, I started the car up and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm driving this car. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, you drive stick and everything? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you think you can handle some power? And I'm like, oh, what did I get myself into? And started the car. It sounded like the fucking gates of hell opened up. And I think I got it for $7. And after I took it out for the test drive, I was like, yeah, I fucking want it. And he was like, and then like the mechanic was there and he was like, fuck, dude. He's like, what are you getting that car for? And I was like, $7. He's like, dude, they should have let me fucking look under the car. You're stealing this car from us. Turned out it had like aftermarket headers. It was fucking just straight pipes. And it turns out that the guy who owned the fucking car, like for a living, like fixed up like Ferraris or it's one of those types of car, like Ferraris or Lamborghinis for them to race, to soup them up for racing. And that was his his daily driver. If he didn't want to fucking draw like a bunch of attention, which the car drives attention. Like it's fucking loud. Like my neighbors get mad if I start the car after like 10 o'clock. So to be nice, I don't, even if I have to come home from work or something like that, I just fuck it. I'll just starve or just order Grubhub because I don't want to drive the car to my fucking parking lot at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to lunch. It's because it's fucking mean unless I absolutely have to. But yeah, that was the one where he didn't want to draw a bunch of attention to him. And I'm like, that's really, I just want to go get groceries or something. That was his car for that. And it's like, Jesus Christ. And he still had to soup it up. Found it Crime Cyberpunk 2027 had no synthwave. Yeah, dude, Cyberpunk was such a disappointment. I have that game. I have it for the Xbox. And I had the Series S, so I didn't have a lot of the issues. Like I did crash a couple of times, but it wasn't like crazy crashing all the time. My issue was just like nothing worked. Absolutely nothing worked. Like like Grand Theft Auto has been around since what? 2001, or these 3D versions. Like I know there was Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 that were top down, and I played those when they came out. When they were still new. I thought they were cool, but even though the controls on it sucked. But like watch, I can actually load up Grand Theft Auto 3, even though it's kind of like the remastered edition. Like the car knows to drive around me. This is technology that, that was in Grand Theft Auto 3. If I block the street, eventually he's just going to get pissed. Or she's going to get pissed and then just drive around me. Right? That's not in that's not in Cyberpunk. If I load up Cyberpunk, and probably they may have fixed it now, but if I had parked in front of like one of those cars and just waited, there would just be a line of cars that would just keep coming and standing in line. Now, if I get out of my car, if I block both of these cars, like if I block both of them, and I just start shooting. Like, they're all going to start freaking out and, like, driving away and running off, right? So maybe someone will try to be a hero. But, like, in Cyberpunk, people would just start getting out of their cars and just crouching and going, like, ah. That's all they would do. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? These are technologies, that, like, even third-party game developers have known about for like the longest time. I can't get into my... Really? I can't get in? I'm not being seen right now. Why can't I go back inside my garage? What the fuck? Whatever. Just bribe the cops. There we go. Yeah, it was just like, come on, this is not a thing. You're not really doing this to me right now, are you? Yeah, so these are like my fancy looking cars. This is my CEO office, which I don't really use. I was gonna do like the cargo warehouse stuff, and then I was just like, no. Just seems like too much work and not enough reward. But anyways, yeah, this is my lowrider right here. I got because I wanted a Vagos car. I was like, can I get a Vagos car? Yeah, I can get a Vagos car. And it's even got hydraulics. And I put like the good hydraulics on them. So it really bounces. So it'll actually tip over the car. It's actually strong enough to tip the whole car over. And I got the license plate that say Lolbert, which my Eclipse did have a Lolbert license plate. I have it hanging up. I don't know if I can get it down without just pulling the things holding it up, but that was my license plate when I lived in Nevada. It was Lolbert. Yeah, Cyberpunk was awful. And I know that they had fixed a bunch of stuff, even for... There's even like a Series X version out now, and I know they fixed a lot of stuff, but I haven't even checked to see if they actually fixed that issue, because that was annoying. That was so bad. It's funny that like a game that came out almost 10 years before... No, wait, when did Cyberpunk? Cyberpunk was 2020, right? I think it was... That came out during the pandemic, and that was supposed to be one of the games you were supposed to play during the pandemic when you were locked in your house. Yeah, and it sucked. Just like I don't want to fucking play this. I never got too far. I think I got like a mission or two after Homeboy died. So that's like towards the very beginning of the game, and I was just kind of like, yeah, these are the cars that I won at the casino, doing the little spin the wheel thing. This is the one I really wanted. I was like, dude, this car looks dope. It kind of looks like a race car version of Herbie. So I need to get those stickers taken off the headlight protectors, but yeah. The only thing I put in that's visual, I mean, I upgraded it to be faster and everything, but I put the roll cage in, and I think the roll cage came with the little things across the headlights, which I didn't like, but whatever. At some point I'll remove it. Then I have an upstairs one, which the upstairs one doesn't have anything in it except for my Christmas cars, which I don't use any of them except for my oppressor Mach 1. Which I don't know if you're familiar with the Mach 1 oppressor. The oppressor is that little flying rocket that I have. Cyberpunk had one job, to be a cyberpunk version of Fallout, and it failed at that. Yeah. I think a lot of people falsely accuse it of being a GTA clone, and it's not. It wasn't supposed to be like a GTA clone. I think it had elements of Grand Theft Auto, but it wasn't. Yeah, it couldn't do a lot of the stuff you expect to do. But, you know, it had an open world, and it had guns and cars, and so therefore it must be a GTA clone. Oh, I should have. Whatever. I'll park it back real quick. Show you my Christmas cars. So I was like, I'm getting all the Christmas stuff. And I got all the Christmas stuff. That was like the 1 week where I was like, I want to get everything. Give me everything. Give me everything Christmas. I got all the Christmas sweaters. I think there was like one thing I didn't get that was a Christmas. I got the Gooch outfit, which is like the Grinch. So yeah, it's got all my little Christmas cars. Even got my You've Been Naughty Santa Bala XT. And then this, I changed the colors of this one. I remember it was kind of dark looking, but it had little snowflakes on them. But the oppressor's just fun. This is the one I do if it's just for fun, so I can kind of pull up and then rocket. But it only has one rocket, so then you have to kind of land it in order to get your other boost out. Then you can kind of glide. And it takes some training to really get right, and I'm really still not that good at it. Oh shit. Still not very great at it, but I'm okay at it. I'm getting the hang of it. It's just fun. It's just fun to drive around. It's very limited in what I can do. I'd never get put the rocket upgrades on it because I'm not going to use it like that. But there are people who are like dead set, like, no, I love the oppressor. And that's like their main vehicle. More power to you, bud. I mean, you could, but it doesn't feel like it's that practical unless you get like extremely good at it. And it just seems like I don't know if the learning curve is going to be worth it. Yeah, but kind of interested to see where Grand Theft Auto 6 goes. Even though they just announced that Grand Theft Auto will be on the base consoles. We'll have a target of only 30 frames a second, and everyone's kind of getting upset about it. I'm like, dude, that's like every Grand Theft Auto game. Every Grand Theft Auto game has been 30 frames a second. And then it gets an upgrade for the next generation or for the Pro that gets it to 60. You just need to deal with that. I don't even think Red Dead Redemption got a generational upgrade. That still runs at 30, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but this game originally came out on the 360 and it was 30 frames a second. The 360 and the PS3? Yeah, PS3. This bike is a lot of fun. There is definitely a learning curve. I died a lot driving this thing for the first time. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Alright, I wonder if I can make it to a road from here. An actual road. Oh yeah, I can totally make that. I can totally make that. Just don't hope I don't beef it on a light pole. Yeah, the light poles are the bane of my existence on this thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think there was a 60 frames a second game. I mean, there was always been 60 frames a second games. But for 3D stuff, like, that was very rare, yeah. I think 3D stuff, that's when stuff started really, like, trying to be optimized for substandard hardware, which is what most consoles were. They were really kind of, like, very low-powered systems. Because you had to make them cheap. Now everyone's just taking a loss. Like a huge loss. I mean, so out of the gate, this was already pushing like 60 frames. Excuse me, 60 frames a second for a lot of games that were out at the time. But now that the newer games are out, yeah, now they're pushing for 30. But Cyberpunk actually had a 60 frames a second mode, but only for the Series X version. It took the Series X and the PS4 versions or PS5. PS5, is that what they're on now? Yeah. PS5 versions took a while for them to come out. Oh yeah, that Concord thing was pathetic. Oh shit. How did I survive that? How did I survive that? How did I better stop while I'm ahead. Oh boy. Pulled up too hard. I pulled up so hard that even Eric July was afraid and called the cops. Man, the Eric July falling off was kind of sad. Because I really liked Eric July. Now I'm just like very disappointed. Very disappointed. At some point I gotta do my... Yeah, thanks Concord Obama. Yeah, I don't know. I never was really into Overwatch. Which is weird because I was really into the game that kind of inspired a Team Fortress. I was playing Team Fortress when it was on Quake. I'm an old fag. All right, so this one's a cheap, easy one. I'll just do this one real quick. Get my popularity up. I have music off right now just to keep the copyright claims at bay. But normally there's like dance music, so everyone's just kind of dancing to nothing. It kind of looks weird. Yeah. YouTube would oh wait, what was it? Was he at the front? I thought he was puking. I didn't look. I just saw the blue dot and I was like, yeah. It's a puking guy. Oh no, it's the drunk guy. Okay. There's a puking guy, the guy that pukes in the bathroom. There's the drunk guy who's a zombie at the front, and then there's the guy who's raising a scene at this bar. You usually raise a scene right here about his tab. And you kick those guys out. And then there's also like 3 VIPs that you have to drive home. And that's a whole thing. And I hate those ones. But the guys you just kick out, yeah, it's quick and easy. Get your popularity back up really quick. And then if your popularity is at 100%, then you get 50 grand every 45 minutes. The reason why I have a 25 grand one is because I let my popularity dip a little bit. Marvel Rivals have tapped into the corn market. Overwatch has lost some of its life. Yeah, I know that was a big thing. Was the Rule 34 of Overwatch, and all the thoughts cosplaying as them as the characters. I think my favorite meme was like it was like one of the Overwatch characters, and you're seeing her butt, and then like the next panel was like her butt. Because I guess her butt was orange. Like she's wearing like, she had like orange over the over the butt, and then someone had took it and put her butt as Garfield's eyes. Oh, jeez. This bike is stupid fast. It's almost like not even fair. When I do my HSW time trials, I use this bike because it's like it was the fastest thing in the game. It's not anymore. It's the best. It's the best for doing those little time trial things. Because the fastest car in the game doesn't have the best handling. It's this one now, and I don't want to put it in there, so I'll just leave it out here. It'll go back home when I get the new fastest car. Yeah, I haven't seen Marvels. What was it? Marvel Rivals. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Marvel Rivals. Yeah, AAA games have kind of been a massive disappointment lately. So apparently this is the new fastest car in the game. I think it gets up to like 180 miles an hour. Takes a while to get there, but man, it does not handle the best. It handles good enough though. But once you get so fast, it's just out of control. Yeah. It's this way, yeah. Nope, yeah. Is it this way? Yeah, it is over here. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's not. It was the other way. Oh well. We'll just make an illegal turn over the dirt. You can just see how fucking fast this car is. It's stupid. Someone drives in front of me or takes a turn, I'm screwed. There's no stopping this thing. Oh, jeez. Driving this car is hard. Oh, jeez. But if you want to be fast, this is the fastest car in the game. So long as you put the mods on their HSW, which the HSW is only available on consoles. The only reason why I play this on consoles, I'd rather play this on PC, but there's two reasons why. Rockstar has... Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, someone takes a turn, I'm done. Rockstar has always kind of made games for consoles, and then the PC version is kind of like an afterthought. Jeez. And then they don't like keep up with it, so like cheaters end up hopping onto the online modes and then just ruin everything. Jeez. So you have like modders and cheaters and stuff, and then there's like stuff that they include on the console version that they don't include in the PC version, and then but apparently they're supposed to be getting the expanded and enhanced version. So it doesn't have like the updated models, so they're still using the original models for the original PC version. I don't think it comes with ray tracing I don't think it has ray tracing and stuff, which this version does have ray tracing, which I'm kind of using a little bit. I'm using the performance ray tracing. But then they also have like there's guns and weapons and cars that are not on the PC. Gee, yeah, I'm done. Ooh, saved by the telephone pole. I thought for sure I was out to sea. I was like, ah, my car's toast. But then they have this this thing called HSW, which is like how something works. And if you can get like certain cars have HSW upgrades, and if you get it, like it pretty much doubles your acceleration speed and makes your car just fucking like too fast. And this is a car that has HSW. It's supposed to be a Viper. I think it's the last generation of Vipers. And this is actually a relatively new car. I'm not even sure if it's out for the PC version. Like already I'm in Paleto Bay. That's how fucking fast this car is. I think the only thing that's actually faster is there's like a jet called the Raiju, which I have. It's a $4 million car. And you can actually have it, it actually has a Gooner livery. Yeah, well, no, it's coming out this year. So I'm trying to get to 100 million. Trying to get to 100 million before GTA 6 comes out. I don't think it's going to get delayed though. I don't think it's getting because it's already been delayed. I think like 3 times internally. And I think now that they're just putting the final touches on it. That's when they finally go, okay. Now that we know for sure when this game's coming out, that's when we'll offer a release date to the public. But we know it's been delayed like 3 times or so internally before they released a launch date. And I don't think that's the reason why they're taking a long time. I think they're just taking a long time because game development time is now like 10 years. Or at least 5 years. That might have been why they were putting it off starting, but yeah. And then you also had like 2 of their founding members and 1 of the writers leave Rockstar. So that kind of grinded the gears a little bit. GTA is fun. GTA 5 is still fun. I think the Viper, when I was a kid, that was the car that I really wanted. I remember that was the car I was like, oh, I want a Viper. And I remember seeing Vipers driving around. Every once in a while, I'd see like a Viper. And I'd be like, oh shit, it's a fucking Viper. So I'm glad they put the new Viper out here because it's litty. Even though I totaled this thing, it's way too fucking fast. It's way too fast. If you're gonna play GTA, where it's gonna be. It's gonna be the. Oh shit. If you want to play GTA, what you want to do is play it on console. The PC is going to suck. And then not only that, but I think the PC version is going to take a while. Did they announce... I should have checked. I should have checked before I said this, but I... did they say that it's coming out for PC out of the gate, or we're going to have to wait again? Because... Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I'm glitching. Just talking about how much better the console version is, and then it starts fucking glitching. GTA 5 is the best GTA, hands down. I think in terms of like what you can do and everything, yeah. In terms of like what you can do, yeah, I think it's the best one. Story, no. Best story is GTA 4. That is like the best story ever. Or at least in GTA. which I didn't really play GTA 5 up until very later. And I never, I touched the online a couple of times, and I was like, yeah, no, fuck this. Because all what happened was I was getting griefed. I didn't understand what was going on, so I was like, nah, I'm just whatever. And I played on PC. I think this is a new car too. I could be wrong, but I think this is I know they were advertising this car fairly recently. So I got it. I was like, oh, I'll try this car out, and I was like, holy shit, this car is amazing. Fucking, it's like glue. Like, look how well this thing handles. I say that and then I fuck it up. Yeah, but this thing takes turns at full speed like nothing. Still gotta slow down a little bit, but oh. I need to stop saying shit like this, because every time I'm like, bro, look how well this handles, look how well I can take a turn, and then I always fuck it up. I always fuck it up. Or I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do this little setup mission, no biggie. I'm gonna do this setup mission real quick. It should be I should be in and out. And then it's like, oh, I fucked it up, and then I dropped it somewhere where it's hard to get, and then I'm spending like 30 minutes trying to get it. But then if I'm just like, I might fuck this up, I don't. Or sometimes I'll fuck it up in a way that's like makes it better and faster. Yeah, but this car is fun to drive. This was my kind of daily driver for a while. Anytime I needed a car, this was the one I chose. I don't think I can get out this way. Yeah, I'm stuck. Yeah, but the story was not that great, and if you go back and play it now, it's a thing. It's a thing. Like, you can totally tell it was very limited by the hardware. Very limited. Why didn't you just put me back on the street? Why'd you put me where the fuck over here? Damn you. Nope. Boop. God damn it. One thing will never change, though. The controls will always be jank. Controls will always be jank for this game. I know lots of people that are like, oh, I'd love to play this game, but every time I ever play a Grand Theft Auto game, the controls are just kind of ass. I get it. I get it. Anyways, I think I should probably wrap this up. Or who's my favorite GTA character? Hands down, Nico. By far, Nico. If I knew Nico in real life, I would call him like every 10 minutes and be like, Nico, it's your friend Jim. Let's go bowling. Every 10 minutes. I would call him every 10 minutes and ask him if he wanted to go bowling. Yeah, CJ is number 2. The thing I have with like the thing that I have with Carl from being number 1 is that there was a good stretch of that game where it just was like they just put everything on hold to do a heist. It was kind of weird, like the whole heist with the casino heist. It just kind of like they were just put the brakes on everything. There was no development or anything. It was just like, let's just stop the story for like 30 missions, or like not 30, but for like 10 missions. We're just going to stop the story. There's not going to be a story. We're just going to do a mission. There's not going to be any character development. There's no things going on in the background they could have done. It just seems like they pulled the hard brake just to pad it with like 4 hours of, or whatever. But I don't know how long it was. It was a while. I remember it being a while. It was a dredge getting through the heist part, which I do like the heist, but it was just kind of like, what happened to the story? And I really did not like Sweet. think Sweet was a bad person. That's the only thing that's going to keep CJ from ever being number one, for sure. It's just like, hey, let's stop all this interesting story for just a second and have you do a heist. It was kind of annoying. One of the other things that really kind of annoyed me about that game was in order to progress, you had to like swim in the ocean for like an hour. That was annoying. Like in order to progress, like it was a woo mission, and he was like, "Can you swim?" You're like, "Nah, I can't swim." And then it's like, and that was the end of the scene. And then it was like, okay, you have to get your breathing up. How you do that is you go into the water and then just try to hold your breath as long as you can and get some air and just keep doing that and you'll grow it. And they're like, okay, so I'm gonna do that for like a few minutes. It'd be no big deal. And it's like, no, you're doing it for like fucking hour. Because there's no progression in the game where you have to swim. And so everybody always starts out. And I don't think anybody ever remembers to just kind of swim around for a little bit every once in a while. Nope, so you have to do it all at once. It's annoying. Yeah. You can tell that like Nico was like the only one that was actually trying to be a good person. But they just kept sucking him back in. He actually wanted to be a good person and try to live a normal life, but everything was just kind of forcing him back in. I already did this one. What are you gonna do, bitch? Lose the cops? What cops? I don't see no cops. See a star, but I don't see no cops. How do they know what happened? I see bad guys chasing after me. I don't see cops. I don't see cops. I'm looking at my map. I see a bad hombre after me. All right. Oh, now there's a cop. Now there's cops everywhere. That was not me. That was not me, officer. That was that other guy. Right, drive it to the drop-off. Cool. Oh, I can't knock that one over. Yes, I played Vice City. I played Vice City when it was new. I think I played all the Grand Theft Autos when they were new, except for 5. 5, I was kind of bummed. So here's the story with 5, okay? So you're me, okay? You played Grand Theft Auto when it was still like top-down, shitty controls. Well, it's still kind of shitty controls, but not nearly as bad as it is as it was then. Top-down. And then the Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and like everybody was like, "Oh my god, you can just drive around in the city and like murder people." I'm like, "Yeah, you can do that." Wait, oh, it's 3D? What? It's an open world? Oh, crazy! So Grand Theft Auto 3 was amazing, and then Vice City came out, and then like all the problems that we all had with Grand Theft Auto 3, like were fixed, and we can ride bikes. Even better. So that was fucking... And it was like 80s themed. By the way, the age difference between Grand Theft Auto 5 and San Andreas is greater than the difference between the years they took place in. From Grand Theft Auto Vice City to the 80s. Just remember that if you want to feel old. The space between the space between 5 and 4 is greater than the distance between the year that Vice City came out and the year that it took place in. That's crazy. I believe that. Was that true? Something. I remember they had told me something. It was between now and Vice City is greater than Vice City was to the year it came out. That's what it was. That makes sense. Sorry, scratch that. Claude was the main character of 3. Claude, and he didn't talk. It was the worst protagonist ever. It was the worst GTA protagonist. At least of the 3D games, he was the worst one. And he had almost no agency. It was almost like Franklin, but if Franklin couldn't talk. Franklin doesn't really have that much agency. He just kind of goes like, "Hey, tell me what to do. I'm lost. I'm lost in life. Tell me what to do," and he does it. He never says no. Claude was the same way. Claude was just kind of like, he didn't talk. Everyone told him what to do. Like, "Oh, these guys are pissing me off. Go kill them." And he goes, "Okay." "Oh, these guys are making me lose money. Go kill them." "Okay." No, your car sucks. Oh, that station wagon hoopty. Let's see. Yeah, I should probably wrap this up. Let's see. Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Grand Theft Auto 3 was the shit. I love that game. But there was a big issue with that. Like, the cars were fragile. Like, super fragile. Like, if you hit, like, 5 cars, your car was on fire and you're about to blow up. That, and there was no bikes. And once you beat the game, or, like, after you defeat any of the gangs, like, you pretty much could not go in their territory, because they were everywhere, and they would start shooting you up, and they would make your car blow up like that. Especially the Mafia. Once the game was done and you kill off the Mafia bosses, like, if you go into that area that has the Mafia, they will just light you up in, like, a matter of seconds. Like, it's pretty much like you can't go there. They will kill you on the streets, like, instantly. There's, like, 8 people, and they all got machine guns, and they're all shooting at you. And if you're in a car, your car will just, like, instantly explode. It sucked. But other than that, like, it was an amazing game. It was an amazing game for the time. It has not aged particularly that well. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was better, at least after you, like, defeated the gangs or whatever. Like, it was still playable. You could still do stuff. And then Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was just perfect. It was just perfect. It was all the things that you liked about those previous games, plus more. And then all the things you didn't like, they fixed. They fixed it. Then Grand Theft Auto 4 was kind of like starting all over again with a brand new engine. They had ragdoll physics. So they had a bunch of new features and stuff, but there wasn't enough time to, like, really hash out, like, all the other things you can do in San Andreas. So there was I think there was no planes, there was no helicopters for all intents and purposes. I think there was some stuff. I don't remember. It's been a while. But for all it really was just motorcycles and cars, and that's it. It was basically Vice City again. So everything was kind of land-based. And in that respect, it kind of sucked. But the story kind of more than made up for it. And then this game had all that stuff that was missing in Grand Theft Auto 4, and then some. Like, now you got, especially online. Now online is fucking crazy. There's, like, straight up, like, sci-fi. Now there's, like, sci-fi stuff in it. People so mad they're running me over now. Let me get out of the road. But the story wasn't as good as 4, but it still was better than Vice City. But Vice City was just a satire of, like, all the 80s movies. That's all it really was. So they really weren't too focused on story. It was definitely better than 3, because 3 was just, like, almost a non-story. It was just like, there was just random drifter who comes into town and he just kills everybody. and does everything everybody asks him to, even if it means betraying the other people that he was helping along the way. And like, just because they asked him to. So he was like, yeah, of course I'll do that because you told me to. Whereas Grand Theft Auto's 5 story, there's some issues that I have with it. Like, I think Trevor is probably the best of the 3 in terms of his like his personality. It seems like the most, believe it or not, it seems like it's the most grounded. If you ever met tweakers, you'll know that's what they're like. They're very paranoid and violent, and they can't stop. They just turn into monsters. Fucking meth is that bad. Then Michael's probably like the second most grounded. It's very realistic. That's kind of, it seems like that's what like someone who wants to quit from the criminal scene, but they suck him back in. That's kind of seems like what it would happen if it happened today or in 2013. That's what it would seem like in 2013. But then Franklin, I think Franklin is kind of like the the flaw in the story, because he kind of just seems to be like a Claude that talks and everybody tells him what to do and he does it. But I think he's just that kind of character is just like, hey man, I just want to do better, and every time I try to go legit, everything fucks up, and so I'm just gonna try to be your. He just seems like he's trying to be Michael's protege, I guess. I think that's the right term. But it's fine. It's not terrible. It's not like a bad. It wasn't like 3 where it was just almost bad. But then again, like, you're not playing Grand Theft Auto 3 for the story. You're playing Grand Theft Auto 3 to do the missions. The missions are fun. And the fact that you're playing in this 3D world and it's an open world, like, I've never seen that before. Most people have never seen that before. I had never seen that before. And I could go do whatever I want. And I can go get a hooker and then have sex with a hooker. And then after I've done, I can get a refund by killing her. And, like, that was insane. Like, for that to be in a 3D video game. That's why it was fucking badass. That's why Grand Theft Auto 3, it was revolutionary. But like a lot of revolutionary stuff, it hasn't aged the best. I think of the Grand Theft Auto 3 games, San Andreas is the best, then Vice City, and then Grand Theft Auto 3. I think that Grand Theft Auto 3 set the tone. And then those games kind of improved on it. And because it came out, like, I think they were like a year apart, those games came out, or I think. So Grand Theft Auto 1 was 2001. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was 2002. I think it came out in 2004. San Andreas. I think it came out like 2 years later, or was it 1 year later? Yeah, 2004. Yeah, so it took 2 years, but there was a lot more stuff in that game. That game was jam packed with crap. Loved it. So yeah, I don't know. I think in terms of like stuff to do and fun, Grand Theft Auto 5 seems to be the funnest, even though the online stuff seems to be a lot more focused on money. And if you want to have a lot of fun in the game, you got to have money. And the 2 ways you can get money is to pay money to buy money, or you can grind, which I like grinding. I think grinding is fun, even though I'm getting kind of tired of doing Cayo Perico for the same way for multiple times. I don't know. Maybe I could do a stream where I do Cayo Perico in a different way. Either taking other vehicles in, doing another way of doing it, but it seems as though like the only way I've ever done it was either doing it with the Cashapp to go straight to the drainage pipe directly, or the long fin to go solo and to get stuff at the airstrip and then come back. Never tried to use the grappling hook. I never used the detonation stuff. I've never used the giant plane. I've never used the Valum, except for the gathering intel mission. I never used the patrol boat. There was another one. Oh, the helicopter. I've never used the helicopter. There's a bunch of ways of getting on the island that I've never done. Getting into the compound I've never done. I have gone to all the locations except for the North Dock. I think that's the only one I haven't tried to get loot from. just airstrip. I think I did one time at the main dock, and that was it. I don't know. Maybe I should try the other. Maybe do a stream. But if I do those streams, I'm going to be a little bit more focused on the game rather than talking politics and stuff. Because if it's stuff that I've done like a million times, or I've done a few times, and I know how to do it, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, here's what I like about Trump. Here's the things I don't like about Trump. You know, while I'm doing Cayo Perico, because it's almost muscle memory at this point. But I guess I'll wrap it up here. I know I said I was going to wrap it up, but then you asked me a question about the old GTAs, and those are very nostalgic for me. Those are the games I was already an adult when those came out, but they're nostalgic in that, like, that dude fucking getting in my face was funny. Those are the ones that are kind of nostalgic, because it seems as though, like, the period that I really enjoy in my life the most was the 2000s. That was the era that I had the most amount of fun. So still in a place that, you know, that I really loved and wasn't being ran to shit by Democrats, and yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a fun era. Not only that, but like going back and listening to the music at the time, I really wasn't appreciative of it. Back then, I thought the 90s were like the shit. And then I'm looking back at the 2000s, like, no, the 2000s slapped. And we also had whale tails, which we're never getting those back. I don't think we're ever getting whale tails back. And just remember what they took from us. That's how I'm going to leave it here. Just whale tails, okay? Remember what they took from us. So, I'll wrap it up here. Talk to you guys later. I think I have to do it like this if I'm going to, yeah. So end the stream, then hit end the stream.